I must interrupt this show.
Leonard, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn how we do. Hey.
They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man. I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my pimpin' shit. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch. I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone.
All right, Lo.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Loke7, and joining me as always is this crew of wonderful people, starting with Mr. Ham Solo. Also joining me as usual is Mr. Mad Likes Games, the licker of all games before he plays them. Yes, he licked the digital version of Avowed. Don't ask him how he did it. It's disgusting.
He's doing it right now. Just
And
look at
also-
him. He's
Look
looking
at him. He's chugging on that part.
Chugging on it, yeah.
Chugging on
on
it.
that about.
That's water.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
He's
And
completely
also-
engulfed in Avowed.
And also, the only reason anyone even shows up to BullSittin every single Friday,
This fuck.
It's-
human.
Miss Cozy Beluga. Before we begin, Cozy, are you
Yes.
feeling Rosie?
Absolutely.
Please tell us why.
I'm ready to discuss this showcase. That's why.
Unfortunately, we're first going to get into Avowed because this thing snuck up on me.
That garbage
I'm
by that
finding out.
garbage studio Obsidian.
You don't think we should end the show on a good note?
All right,
I
fine.
actually
Fine.
agree with Matt.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fine,
because
fine.
there's lots to talk about for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot
There's
of good
plenty to
stuff to
say.
talk
End the
about,
show.
but see, there's good and bad stuff to talk about with the event, at least. Because
I think there's
I
lots of
liked-
good.
because on one side I really liked the event, but on a purposeful side I didn't like the event.
Purposeful side. All right. Well, before we get
Okay.
into the event, Cozy, you're feeling rosy because you're gonna get into the event. What have you been
Yeah.
playing this past week?
I've been playing a lot of Tales of Arise. Like, I didn't even know it was. I forgot it was on Game Pass because I remember it getting announced for it, and so I started playing it. And I generally am like, I think most Tales games suck, but the ones that I do like, I think are top tier games. So I started playing it, and I've been engrossed. And obviously, I played some Overwatch. And there's a character that I used to main. I haven't played in a long time, and I was like, "What? They brought one of her skills back," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this changes everything." They're also bringing loot boxes back. Yay!
That's a good thing.
Yes, they had a great loot box system. I never pay for any skins.
So you can have loot boxes without paying. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean you can pay for them, but they basically you get a loot box. You get one a day for doing tank or support because they didn't have enough people playing tank or support. So you get one a day if you did either of those or all queue.
So if you main tank or support, do you get anything special other than the one a day?
No, but that was like a big
That
thing
sucks.
because if you only played that, you'd get one. But there were other ways to get them, so you would accrue a lot of them.
Yeah, but I think there should be a reward for someone that just mains the two classes that no one else plays. I'm just saying, you know. Um, all right, all right. Cozy's been playing some good games. Ham, how you doing? What have you been playing this past
First
week?
of all, Loke, make sure that you have all the topics that you may want to talk about in our
It's just the
Twitter.
state of play and about.
Okay, well that makes it very easy for me. I can just pull a website; it won't matter.
Woohoo!
Better
Sweet.
you better pull up IGN. You better put up IGN.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yes, you are.
Just for you, Loke.
Well,
I'm not gonna do that.
for just a quick heads up to everyone, we're working on our website, and once that's up, we're going to be sourcing ourselves. We are going to be sourcing tsws.com. Anyways.
I hope you have
Yeah, maybe.
content.
You hope what?
That'd be really fun.
I hope you have content.
You think you could?
What do you mean?
All right, because we need to talk to you after the show.
What?
There's questions I
Alright.
gotta ask you because I feel like you're more knowledgeable in the background aspects than we are in certain
Oh.
in certain stuff. So we'll get back to that later. But I definitely like to take care of you for your services as well for that if you can do that. But yeah, Loke, make sure what was that? What was I saying to him?
You were talking about what you've been playing.
Something about the topics.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was telling him to make sure he used to put the topics in, but he already told me. But I'm picking that up. Okay. So, anyways, as for what I've been playing, you already know. Look, I've been playing Avowed for the last for the last 24 hours, like a damn maniac. And before that, I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, which I still want to play that and get further in and beat that because I do want to get Kingdom Come 2. I really am enjoying Kingdom Come 1, but honestly, I was looking forward to Avowed for quite some time, and now I get to play it. So simple, right?
Yeah.
I've been also playing Doom. Going through the Doom games, beat 2016.
2016.
Yeah, I beat that. Now I'm going through Eternal, just kind of playing that one level at a time. Whenever I actually hop on, I just like beat the level and then like decide if I want to do another one or not, and then just stop there. There is no mid-level stopping with with that game. It's just like I want to either just finish the level or not even play it.
You have to get to the next checkpoint. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No, yeah, I'm not doing that checkpoint by checkpoint stuff. This isn't Avowed, right? Avowed makes a lot more sense with. But anyways, yeah, I've been playing the heck out of that game. We're gonna talk about that later, so I might as well not talk all about that because we'll be passing it back and forth for about another 45 minutes to an hour if we start off with that now. So, Luke, I'm just gonna hand it right back to you. Go ahead and to the next person. I need to work in the background.
All right. Well, my ham's working in the background. Matt, tell us how
Yo.
you're doing. What have you
you've
been
licked.
playing this past week?
I'm doing really good. Doing actually very good.
Awesome.
And I mean, kind of like Ham, I've been playing Avowed. We will talk about that for sure because it's definitely a lot to talk about. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I got a new controller.
Woohoo! Show it to
So,
us.
Nice. Let's see. Show me yours.
Oh, you got the Victrix?
The Victrix, yes, I did.
I got a new controller too, y'all. It's just not as nice.
Let's see.
Oh,
sorry, man.
Oh, the orange game, sir.
Yes, I got the orange and the back's red. I didn't know the back is red.
Back's red.
But I got the game, sir. Yeah, orange and red. I thought it was really nice, and it was $44, I think. So I was like, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I might have to pick up one of those.
But those controllers are really good.
I really wanted that Victrix. You got it, and I'm jealous because I wanted that controller. But when I was looking to get it, they didn't have any of the modular
Hall effect sticks.
The Hall
effect sticks, yeah.
Yeah.
Because those things sell out super quick.
I went with the other one over it, the Power A.
Power
Fusion. So it's
Oh,
got Hall effect
nice.
sticks. It's a little cheaper.
I
and it has
didn't
Hall
know
effect
the
sticks.
Power A one had Hall effect stick.
There's a there's
Yeah,
a Power
I
8
think they
Fusion
just
Pro.
released it
And
recently, or relatively recently.
That's
yeah,
the
my
most
favorite
quality
part
thing I've
is you
ever
can.
heard from Power A. That's awesome.
These are actually really nice. I've
That's
actually
awesome.
enjoyed it, but I think the Victrix Pro it would probably be better. But I was like, I had the same issue where I didn't see
Because
the.
that was my problem with Power A. Because I liked I had this. Where is that goddamn thing? I don't know where I put it. I might have threw it away because I was angry at it. But like I had this. Yeah, I might have threw it away. I had the old style one where where it had like the micro USB that went in it instead of the USB Type C, and
Yeah.
like that screwed up and it started to get stick drift, and I was like, God, like I really like the way this controller feels. I know it's labeled as a cheap controller, but if it just had USB Type C and if it had Hall effect sticks, I'd be in business. And I did not know that they had that. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool
they have
to know.
one with Hall effect sticks. It's a little cheaper than It's probably the cheapest one that you can get. I know in the comments someone's talking about the Wolverine version 3. My issue with
Oh,
that
nice.
was I thought that one was too clunky. It was solid to use, but it was like I don't have big hands, so it was like I still have it. I had the wired version.
The thing about the Victrix is, I gotta be real, I thought it was going to be bigger just because it looks like it's a really big controller, but honestly, it's probably about the same size as the Game Sir. Little bit of a different shape, but it's about the same size as the Game Sir.
The Power A I think is a little bigger.
I wouldn't
Where is
be
Loke going?
surprised by
No,
that.
it's a
I'm
little
not
bigger.
sure.
Not a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a little heavier too, but yeah.
Looks like I want to give it all a quick test real
Once
quick.
once I hope the Game Sir comes out with a wireless one that I can use
I know,
on
right?
Oh, his
Xbox,
mic
and
messed up. Dang.
I would be shut up. I don't
Good
care
luck,
how much
bro.
it costs.
I
Take
can't
my
wait till he
money.
gets his PC.
I know. I sent him that shipping info because it says it was delivered in the area I was supposed to deliver it to. So
Well, we do have a guest today. I'd like to
Uh-oh.
welcome Mr. Emmanuel, or M, better yet, right? We can't hear you,
M?
brother. You're muted.
Thank you. Look at that. What
there you
an
go.
amateur. Comes in from mute a microphone. Hello, hello,
Oh, you got
hello,
a
Ham Solo.
sophisticated accent.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you
It's
don't
just
sound like
Australian.
these
Don't call it
yahoos.
sophisticated.
Listen, it's just foreign. You know, it's just
Not
just a
all
Oh wait,
different
foreign
it's not
part of
even
accents sound
Australian, is it? You're
sophisticated.
that's just where you live.
the world. I live in Melbourne, Australia.
Right. That's wild. That's what's up.
I'm
Yeah.
just not all
What
foreign
time is it
accents
there
sound
right now, bruh?
sophisticated.
It's actually 8:29 a.m. in the morning. Oh,
Oh,
a.m. is in the
okay.
Oh
morning.
So
Yeah.
man, nice.
Oh yeah,
it's the
Yeah.
because
next
you're
day.
like you're
We're a
like
few
in
hours
other
ahead of you
time.
guys for the most part.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
few.
It's the
Assuming you're
fifth.
in the
It's the
United States.
15th for
Yeah.
him right now.
Can you guys
Yeah,
hear me?
Yeah,
you're,
it
yeah, you're a
is.
day
I
ahead.
hope you guys are having a great Valentine's
Yes,
Day
look.
night, you know, for you guys and everybody in the chat. You
Yeah.
know, all of you that got to celebrate, excellent. All of you who were single, you know what? I hope that you got to mingle with friends and everything, you know?
Yeah,
It's nothing.
I went to Galentine's and then my friend made us all little baskets and we did karaoke.
What's Galentine's?
Parks and Rec.
Hang out with, yeah. You
Oh,
hang out with
hang out
the
with people.
girls
Oh,
and like
oh, okay. Oh, like girls' Valentine.
yeah.
Sorry, I just never heard the term. No, that sounds excellent. Shit, I wish I had a Galenstein, you know?
You just
A
hang out
whole
with a
night
bunch of women.
surrounded by
That'd be
girls who are
fantastic.
single.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
hang out with a
Christ.
bunch of women. I wouldn't mind that.
Exactly.
Can't
I'm
hate
just
that.
like, shit, that sounds more fun than, you know, just having one.
Look, I hear you. What's going on, bruh? You good?
God damn it, man.
He doesn't know. It's that Texas
Struggling.
education.
I've been able to
doesn't know
hear
how
him
to use
this
a
whole
computer.
time.
Rosie, fucking, would you just stop, please? It's not Texas. All right. I think I'm sorted. I think I'm sorted.
Trouble
My
in
bad.
Texas.
See,
Yeah.
his accent is sophisticated. Did you see the way he
Trouble-
came in? Jesus
trouble down
Christ. I
south.
like that.
Did I miss anything?
His accent's fake.
Well,
Oh, is it?
well, which one do
Yeah.
you prefer to go by, M or Emmanuel?
Just you know what? Just switch back and forth. They're all the same thing. M comes from Emmanuel, so I can't really complain, can I?
Okay, so either one, I guess. Whichever one you're
Either
more
one.
comfortable
Either
with.
one's easy.
Cool.
It's easy, man. It's all of it is my name, and it's been a few decades. I should be okay. I should be comfortable with it, no matter what.
For sure. Well, welcome to the show. If you guys don't
Thank
know,
you.
I was doing a show earlier this week where I reviewed one of your videos that you had recently, and that was prior to the showcase even being announced, right? And I thought you had some interesting points, especially just during the time, that we're going through with, Xbox having their whole, like, sharing with whoever the heck, and PlayStation with, certain people. Please, sweetie. Okay, just a second. Okay. With yeah, and then you're also talking about people being kind of beggars
Yeah.
for another console, although they happen to be willingly giving, still
Mhm.
begging as if you should be looking forward to your own stuff, essentially. I thought, which was kind but I'll let you explain. I'm not going to sit here and explain everything that you said. I'll let you
Sure.
do that. But before we go into that, I want to go back over to Loke, if he could sit still for a second, so we could figure out where we were before he had all the stuff happen that he had going on. I don't know what happened to you, bro, but you just slid all over the place.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. M, welcome to TSWS. Please
Thank
tell
you.
us a bit, man. Tell us about you. Where are you on planet Earth? And also tell us how you fell in love with video games. I think that'd have been
All right.
interesting.
Brief introduction. First of all, right now I'm in Melbourne, Australia. However,
Nice.
I was born on the continent. I was born in Douala.
Whoa. Well, I muted the stream so the stream doesn't hear it. Dude, it sounds like your microphone is hitting a power washer right now. That's nuts. Oh my god, I'm happy you guys can't hear this right now. It is rough. They can hear me, but they can't hear what's happening to Loke right now, or what's happening to us from Loke right now. Woo. That thing is jamming right now. That shit is jamming. Oh my god, that was nuts. Are you good, Loke?
It's the spirits.
That was
Right.
nuts.
You need to
Right.
go back to the temples and pray.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
better start praying. Get some holy
Jesus
water or
Christ.
something.
If you
Listen.
have anything going on in the background on your computer, shut it off.
Yeah,
In
get
the
rid of it.
background.
Anything going on in the background of that
I mean,
PC.
at this point, I would tell them to
Shut it
exit the
off.
room just in case, because that was
Because you're trying to
was
live like
violent.
Cozy and you don't know how to.
I
Oh,
have
by the way,
an-
if you muted him on the stream, you should probably unmute him.
Cozy's
because
the only
if it's a
person that
minor-
can make sense of 50 tabs and have every single one of them work.
All right, hold
Wait,
on.
are
Hold
you
on.
using Chrome?
No, Edge. But
Okay.
the issue, I
Wait,
can see
you
it.
use Edge? Who uses
I-
Edge?
I do.
I do.
That's
use
really-
I mean, I use
You should-
Edge.
What?
So the reason was, I don't know about it if
Yeah.
it changed nowadays, but for the longest time, Chrome was the only browser that would keep everything active.
Yes.
And so, like, if you have a lot of tabs, you would lose things. So I never. So I
Guys,
basically am used.
Firefox.
Yeah.
Firefox.
Actually, nowadays Firefox is great-ish, but if you want,
Firefox
if you're
has always been amazing. What
no,
are
it
you
hasn't
on
always been
about?
amazing. It goes up and down.
No, I'm sorry. Firefox
But I
has always
mean-
been the
Welcome to
best.
If you're
TSWS, M.
Firefox
Here we
has
go.
always been great.
If you're being really
Oh my god. Oh, Loke, it's happening again. Shut it off. Stop it. It's so bad. That is
I had to,
wild.
I had to
Yeah.
turn them all the way
Oh
down. That
man,
was
that's
crazy.
too much.
Yeah, if you're being really
Okay.
particular about your browser,
I
you'll
feel
use
terrible
something
for
like
Loke right now.
Brave or Opera.
Golly. You ain't doing
But
Really.
nothing
I
wrong.
feel like Opera is
Brave's
always
not bad.
Opera goes up and down. Okay, let's be honest. Opera goes
I'm
up and
actually
down.
using Opera. I'm using Opera right now.
Brave is the newest one that
I use GX.
I
that I
use this
that
one.
I came onto, but Firefox has always been the good man. Firefox is like the Netscape. It's like the OG. Okay, it's just
This the
it's always
browser
been
wars.
good.
What's going on? M, you're telling
Yeah,
us you were born in the motherland, and then
exactly.
Is
And
it,
then your microphone decided that I shouldn't
Where at? Yeah,
reveal
we didn't get
anything
any
more.
of
is
that.
it safe? Can I turn it
keep it
up?
pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
know,
got
It's
right?
sense.
like I was trying to talk.
Shit. I don't know what
Jesus Christ.
happened.
Okay. So I was saying that I was born in Cameroon, so that is just below Nigeria, Central West Africa for the people who may not be so familiar with the map.
Oh.
And so my love of gaming kind of started from that region, but I started like everybody else on Nintendo. Even though it wasn't my own Nintendo, it was a Nintendo of like the neighbor. And then eventually I got the PlayStation 2, and that started me off on the PlayStation journey. So I got that when I was around, I think, 12-ish. And then when I came to Australia, I only spoke French because I came from the French speaking side of Cameroon and I didn't know any English. So, and then I was also kind of like separated from, everybody that I knew. So then gaming was really the only thing that kept me from being depressed. So, I spent heaps of time kind of playing the console by myself and, kind of keeping that continuity. So I will play the games that I used to play with my friends, but I just play them by myself and I kind of like kept me going for a while. And yeah, so I've always been on PlayStation. Ever since the PlayStation 2, I've had every PlayStation.
The man
Um,
of culture.
Thank you, thank you. And as far as Xbox, I've never owned an Xbox, even though I've been interested at times. But obviously nowadays it's a bit too late for that conversation. And then as far as Nintendo, even though I started with Nintendo, Mario and everything, I think definitely by the time the PlayStation 3 came about, Nintendo wasn't offering anything that I was interested in. I was interested in like the DS, remember the handhelds back in the day. But then, what is it? We could never afford one. Like it was always too much of an expense. And so I missed out on the handheld era. And then that was pretty much my journey in Nintendo, pretty much concluded there. I went back and I played Breath of the Wild, for example. But at a certain point, I'm just like, man, I want to see some blood. I want to see some, I want to see actual violence. I want an actual story. I want to have voice acting in my games. So Nintendo and I just kind of diverge path. But I always respect them. And yeah, that's like a brief synopsis of like my little journey there.
Nice. Oh, you're muted, though.
Yeah, you're muted now.
You're muted.
Please, if you're gonna turn your mic back on,
If
don't
your
do it.
if your mic
Yeah,
turns
just
back on and that shit goes
just wait.
nuts.
Just
Wait,
wait.
wait, wait.
Okay,
Okay,
you're good.
you're
No.
good.
You're
You're
good.
safe.
Can you
Because
guys
it's
hear me
very
now?
scary. We
We can
can.
hear
Can
you.
you?
We
All
can.
right.
Hear you.
I
I'm
was
on
saying,
edge, but we can hear you.
get the hell out of
Yeah.
here, man. I was saying, your story is very similar to mine.
Okay,
Like
excellent.
PlayStation is where it really clicked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we all started on the SNES or whatever, but PlayStation is when it got serious, when you realize that, oh, okay, I'm probably going to do this for the rest of my life. You
Yeah,
know.
that's right. Yeah, 100%.
So my next question would be, which game on PlayStation did you play? Whether it was at the beginning, middle, or end, which game, and what was the moment that you sat there and you were like, oh my God, this is it. Like, for example, right? For example,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was Metal Gear,
Yeah.
the the fight, the first fight with Psycho Mantis. That was
Okay.
it.
I want to say there's been many of those moments, right? Like at different levels. So the very first one was when I got my PlayStation 2 and I played FIFA 2004. And at the time, you always, nostalgia tells you, but also as a child, your brain feels it for so much of the imagination. It tells you that it's as photorealistic as can be. Nowadays you go back and you check the YouTube videos and you're like, oh my god, that looked like garbage. But at the time I was like, wow, like how can gaming look better than this? And I thought, this is serious. Like this is a serious thing. People went through the effort. They had the commentators, they had the animations, they had the goals, they had the photorealistic, as close as they could get, stadiums and everything. Like I recognized the names of the players, and I was like, wow, like this isn't just like some made up world that people just use their imagination. And it's like, no, people went out and they did this, they made this happen. Some people went and took photos and videos of these places in order to recreate them in the game. So I was like, okay, cool. But then for me, like my personal moment when I was like, not only in love with video games, but in love with PlayStation specifically, was Uncharted 2. Like when I started Uncharted 2 and that train sequence, everybody remembers the train sequence from Uncharted 2. But I was just like, that's crazy. Because for me, that was the first cinematic moment. That was like, somebody shot this and directed this. This feels different. This is different. So then I was like, I want more. Like I became hooked to that. I was like, this is it now. And I want every single game that I play to aspire to this level. Not that they all have to hit this level, but I want every game that I play to have that much love and dedication. It doesn't have to be cinematic. It could be something like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is another amazing game. It doesn't have a train sequence from Uncharted 2. It could be something like Grease, another amazing game. But in all of those games, you feel the love and the passion. And I just thought Uncharted 2 was like that really big one. But if we were to go all the way back, I also had Jack and Daxter, which was another Naughty Dog game, incidentally, even though by then, back at that time, I didn't care who made the studios. I wasn't paying attention to it. But Jack and Daxter was another game. Yeah.
All right. So now the harder questions. M, what's the greatest video game console of all time in your opinion?
Oh, the greatest has to be a PlayStation 5. I'm no lover of retro consoles. I'm always the latest and the greatest.
All right, your audio messed up. Wow, the timing of that was insane. The timing of that was nuts.
I've never been a fan of like going back and being like, oh my god, the PlayStation 3 was the greatest. It's like, okay, stay there then. No, PlayStation 5 is the greatest. And you know what?
He did label
in 2-3 years, in 2-3 years, it'll be the PlayStation 6.
So the next, so whatever comes out next generation, that's his favorite.
That's the greatest, 100%. Always forward momentum.
Oh goodness. Okay. Next, you're gonna tell us LeBron is the GOAT.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Next, you're gonna tell us Jude Bellingham. You're gonna tell us
that's
Jude.
a whole different conversation. But yeah.
You know what? If you ask me like football, I'll tell you Messi. Whoever is the greatest after Messi, that's the greatest. I'm not here for memories.
Lord.
I'm not here for memories. People are like Ronaldinho.
Locust.
No, don't
Locust
care.
losing his
People
mind
are like
right
Zinedine Zidane. Don't care.
We started so well. We had a bromance going.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? I had to say these things because at the end of the day, I'm not gay, so we had to like shut that off real quick.
Lord in heaven.
Couldn't let it go too far.
Thou shalt not love your brother because it's gay. Roger
I'm
that.
telling you. We can't do it.
Only women deserve affection. Okay. I guess this question is moot. We ask all of our guests, but I guess there's no point asking you this one. What's the best console?
The best console.
The best current
console has to be the PlayStation 5.
Sure, but we're all shocked. No one saw this coming.
Yes.
Like We're losing
I
it.
mean, how many consoles do we have to choose from? We have the Steam Decks and the Switches and all the
It's not a
handhelds.
console. Don't call the Stream Deck a console.
Steam
It is
Deck
a
is
Oh,
Consoles
console.
are for
The Steam
what?
Deck is a
It's-
console.
It's a
It's
No,
just a
it's not.
handheld console.
It's a
It's a
PC.
console. It's
It's
a
a
console
console.
unless you go into the actual like desktop mode. It's a console.
But it is a PC. It can be used
I
like a
mean,
console, but it is
It
not a
can be
console.
used, but it can be used like yeah, it can be used like a console. Most
but
people are using that like a
what
console.
makes it a PC though? Because it has what a
It can be
desktop
used
environment.
like a PC.
You can go into
But it's
a
based on
desktop mode.
Linux. It's not even based on Windows.
Oh my goodness, that wouldn't be the first PC. PC just means personal computer. That's all it means.
Well, in that case, the fucking
So,
PlayStation
But
is a
most people
personal
aren't
computer
using that
too.
as a personal
So
computer.
Linux, it has its own operating systems that you can use on your
Yeah.
PC. I have 2 PCs that are only Linux.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah. Anyways, the best console is probably, like I said, give it a few years and it'll be the next one. I'm never staying on the old one. I have no nostalgia. As soon as the PlayStation 6 comes out, the PlayStation 5 is dead to me. That's me. No loyalty. You know? There you go.
Okay.
It's a bit like when people say, like, who is your best girlfriend? I'm like, my current one. That's it. If I'm not dating one at the moment, I say my next one. That's it. I don't. There's no love for past people. What about you? Sorry, what was your name? Luke, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What is your favorite console, and what is the best current console? That way, let me hear the proper answer. Maybe you'll educate me.
Give
Maybe
the
you
proper
convince me.
answer, bud.
My soul left my body with these arguments.
Maybe
Best console of all
you'll
time.
convince me.
Best console of all time, PS2.
Of course, I will say
Best
I agree with that.
Okay, sure. Well,
Mhm.
best current console, PS5.
But
Uh,
why were
yeah.
you so devastated when we agree on half of the answers? Why are you so devastated? We agree on half of it.
Because we disagree on the fundamental
Fundamental.
philosophy that just
Right.
because something is new, it's
Right.
now the best.
I mean, listen, if it was shit, then it wouldn't be the best. But it's new and it is excellent. I enjoy my PlayStation 5.
Cool, but
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, and listen, if you were to tell me, Emmanuel, I can give you the option to play the PlayStation 2 and love it just the way that you did when you were a kid, or play the PlayStation 5, I choose the PlayStation 5. Yeah. I'm just here to break your heart, look. That's it. That's it. Your microphone's about to start going off again. Your soul will be screaming.
I mean, he read you like a book, Luke.
And he's muted now. He's muted now.
Now you're
Mute.
muted.
Wait. Why is he muted?
You're muted, bud. He's
Nah,
saying a
I mean,
lot
why
of
is he
Well,
stuff.
muted?
you're
I
talking a
don't know
lot,
if
but
he
you're
can even
muted.
hear us.
Saying a lot of stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
I just read his lips say,
All,
"God
all,
damn
all
it!"
of these things you're saying, look, that none of it came through. You want to unmute yourself, maybe? No, don't walk away
This
again,
might
please.
be one of my favorite
Please, every time I see you
episodes.
moving, I'm scared.
Do not walk away.
Okay, Ham Solo, you wanted me to explain what my video was about.
Excuse
You want
me?
me to do that now? You said that you wanted me to explain my video and my thoughts on the PlayStation toxicity.
Yeah, but let's. But I wanted to get into the first topic. There you go, Loki. Fix. Okay, well then he leaves.
Now he's gone.
Oh my god, that's funny. But anyways,
Having a terrible time.
I wanted Loke to talk a little bit
In and out.
about, but I think it's actually better
It's
that we
like
do talk about your thoughts on that whole thing and whatnot. So go on ahead and the floor is yours.
Okay, so just to be specific, what am I talking about? The toxicity I was referring to in the video, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. How many swear words do you guys allow on this channel? Because I'm
It doesn't
Australian.
matter as long as you're like trying to not just swear.
Be Australian.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Well,
I'll
like,
put on my
I mean,
British persona.
I'm not telling you not to be yourself. I'm telling you just to like, I don't know.
Listen,
Only
Are we trying to be
do you
5 years
allow
old, or
King
are we just
Thrash
trying to
level?
describe something? You
Do
know what I'm
you
saying?
allow King Thrash level of swearing? Because I can match that. I just don't want you to get demonetized and never invite me again. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it peaceful. Okay, listen. I think that the PlayStation community are the worst winners I've ever seen of any team. You know, I think that they are terrified of failure. I think that they do not understand fundamentally and respect the creative process. I think that they are set aflame by any sort of negative news that could possibly exist, and then they are completely insane when something negative actually does happen. You know, I think that the level of toxicity has often kind of spawned from their own fandom, so they see it as a natural part of the appreciation for PlayStation, but really it has turned into something that is comically twisted and actually is antithetical to the process that brings them the great games, to the process that brings them success. You know, like I saw a huge PlayStation fan say, I wish those games that were cancelled, I wish I knew what was in there. And I was like, why would you want to know about the game that they canceled that they never announced to you? Like, what were you going to do with that information? Because you have to realize that developers were only ever going to show you the positive parts about the project. So if they had gotten you on the hook, right, for like a year or more, showing you positive concepts, because they're only going to show you the things that work, showing you the best ideas, regardless of how well those ideas actually go together and make a fun game, you would have been extra hyped, extra involved, extra, bought into whatever they are selling. And then a year later, they tell you, oh, that's canceled. Imagine how betrayed you would have felt. Imagine how much more invested you would have been. And then they just tell you, like, oh, yeah, this really cool concept that we had, it doesn't work. And the thing that I don't like about that is that it belittles us, it infantilizes us because only a child can fail to understand that sometimes good ideas don't come to fruition. You know, like I write poetry. I've had poems that took me years to complete. I've had poems that I worked on for months and months and months, and they just didn't make anything compelling. So then I let them go, and I never finished them. And that's it. And that's me on a very small scale. When you have thousands of people or hundreds of people that are putting in an investment into a game, that are putting ideas into a project, yeah, sometimes you guys are going to create things that separately in distinct parts can work really well, but overall, it just doesn't coalesce into something that you can feel like you're proud to release. And that is just the cancel games, right? But in so many ways, they just moan and complain and whine. And another big part is the whole showcases. You know, a lot of people, they want a roadmap, they want a showcase, they want to know games that are 2 to 3 years away, which for me, I've never liked. You know, like I didn't like it during the PlayStation 4 generation, I didn't like it earlier. When people will go on to E3 and then they will show us the concept of a game, and then people would then receive that game 5, 6, 7 years later down the line. And quite often it will look nothing like the original presentation. I think that is a disservice to the consumer. I think that is a lie. And I think that we should not encourage a practice where we allow companies to willfully lie to us. Instead, I think that a game should be shown and released within 18 months, right? Like we just got Astrobot, and Astrobot had a 4 month turnaround. It was shown, announced the first time, and then it was released, and it became the game of the year, and that took 4 months. I think that is extremely respectful to your consumer. You are not being left on the hook for years and years and years. You take a look at Lost Soul Aside that recently got its release date. That was released back in 20, that was announced back in 2017. What have you been doing for 8 years? Have you been enjoying the game for 8 years? No. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be gamers, not like announcement trackers, you know? So for me, I think that the whining about a showcase when a company is clearly not ready, because when they're ready to show you the showcase, they'll show you. When they're ready to release the game, they will have to market the game to you. So I don't understand the incessant whine about, oh my God, I want to know what's coming next. Why do you care about what's coming in 3 years? knowing that if they were to show you every project that they plan for 3 years away, 80% of those projects will be cancelled. They wouldn't even make it to the finish line. So why do you want to know about them? But in any case, that has been, I think, in large summary, my disappointment with the toxicity that I find in the PlayStation community. So I'll let you guys have the mic.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Am I coming through clearly?
Yes.
Yes, please don't move.
Yeah. I just want to.
You're coming through from a different
I just-
microphone,
I just-
but you're good.
Okay, I just want to say I agree with what M just said just now. That's all, real quick.
Nothing else. That's it.
What he said just now, not all that other drivel he was saying before you introduced this
Oh
specific
my
topic.
god.
I was
Wow.
losing my
Just
mind
just
when he was
just
saying all
because
of
I
that.
said I like the PlayStation 5 the best. He's like, you dismiss everything.
No. My issue is not even you picking the PS5, bro. That's not even the issue. The
Okay.
blanket philosophy of if it's new, it's better than what came before.
Okay, no, to be fair, you're right. To be fair, if that was like 100% applied without thought, then yes, I would agree with you.
For
But
him,
like I
it's his
said,
opinion.
if it is
Yeah.
new and it is excellent, then it becomes my new bait. That's what it is. That's what I meant. Like if it was shit, like if it was the PS3, the PS3, for example, isn't better
Shut
than
up! Shut
PlayStation
your
2.
filthy mouth.
See,
Wait.
finally, there we go. The PS3, besides MGS4, almost nothing.
And Uncharted 2.
It had Little Big Planet.
Sure,
It had.
Uncharted.
It's where like all the good games got
And The Last of
started,
Us.
pretty much.
Write it.
Dang it, Loke. It's happening again. No. Can somebody else tell him to? Loke, the podcast is muted, man, until you got to fix that because it's so loud. You gotta leave and come back or something, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna allow that to
He's gonna
slide
embarrass us
through
in front of the
online for
whites.
everybody to
That's
hear.
crazy.
That's so bad.
That's crazy. Damn.
I don't know, man. It's always something else.
Hey, listen, the PlayStation 3 was definitely a great console, but when you compare it to the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 2 just delivered above the PS3.
As a non-weeb, I didn't like the PlayStation 2.
I mean, listen,
I like the PS2. I just like PS3 more.
Yeah, same.
Well, the
I
PS3
think
had a
think that
PS2 in it, so I mean,
I,
if you're
I
looking
mean, yeah,
forward
the
to
people
it.
that were
but
lucky
I mean, like
enough.
just PS3 stuff, like in general. But yeah, sure.
Oh, now you're getting feedback. Yeah,
I'm getting
look,
feedback.
now you're
Yeah.
you're providing feedback to us. I mean, like we can hear our voices through your mic. My friend, you know why people see us? Like they're just gonna be like, "Oh, look, there's 5 blacks on the podcast, and one of them can't get the mic right."
Excuse me.
Damn.
That's
Blacks.
wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other word, so really that was the
Damn.
diluted version because Ham Solo told me not to get him demonetized.
Okay, is this
Also,
better? Is this
yeah,
better?
you did it. You did it. Oh my
Anything
god.
that just works consistently is better.
All right, so just to be brief,
Yo.
we're not doing this. We don't have any masses. We ain't doing this for no white people. We're not doing
But
this
they
for no
look
brown
at
people.
us anyway. You know how they judge us. You're
Again,
from Africa.
again. We're not doing this for white people. We're not doing this for brown people. We're doing this for gamers.
All
All
right.
right. This is about to become something about race, something about sex. This ain't
Jesus
it, bro.
Christ. You deviant.
That's not
I
what we're
wasn't
doing here.
talking about that.
No, we're not doing yeah. We're not doing things about race here. It's about video games.
All right.
Rachie, thank you so much for the super chat. Says he said the name of the forbidden game. Rachie, thanks for the super chat, and I will be finishing Dustborn. Promise. I promise. I'll be taking my punishment like a man.
What's
As
the
for
name
the
of
poll
the
that Ham put up
forbidden game?
of the what?
What's the forbidden game?
I so I'm a big fan of the game that Kojima made for the PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4, as well as the Xbox.
Metal
The
Gear.
protagonist is Solid Snake. I can't say the name of that game because a couple of months ago, people started paying super chats to so I don't bring up the name of that game. So I'm not allowed to say that game.
Right.
It's a
And then
really
every
terrible
week,
game, though.
yeah. So every week, everyone sends at least about like $50 to make
Right.
sure that I can't say the name. And if I say the name
Also.
and I get punished, I have to play games like Dustborn, like really bad games
Mm.
on my Tuesday streams. So
So you're gonna have to play
yes.
Avad next. That's interesting.
Damn.
Oh, the man has jokes. Ham put up a poll saying, "Have you played Avowed?" 73% said no.
I'm gonna have to
26% said
install
yes.
it.
That's
Curses.
73% of people
You
that
should.
are smart. Hey, you know what?
I have to
You'll
go
do you.
install it. You guys, it's not available in the cloud yet. Curses.
Yeah,
Oh
it's not
yeah,
even
Even on
because
the
it is
available.
cloud?
It's not completely available out until the 18th.
I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Ah,
Right now it's
I
just
completely forgot about that
yeah.
one.
Right now it's just people that have the premium edition.
I have the whatchamacallit, but
I didn't know I had the premium edition, and then I just stumbled onto that one. I thought I didn't have it, but turns out I do. Anyways,
I'm gonna be playing that game
are you
for a
guys
hot
ready to
minute.
talk about the state of play?
yeah.
Are you guys ready to talk about the state of play? Because we've got a lot to get through today.
Yep.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll do ratings after, but let's do some quick hits. Essentially, how is this going to work? Because we've already gone 1 hour into the show. So I'm going to mouth off the names of the games. And then if anyone has anything to add or comment on that specific game, go ahead. All right, here we go. First off, we had Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay.
That was
Okay, go ahead.
almost as violent as your mic. That's crazy.
Excuse me, I'm a vet.
Almost.
Do
Almost.
not come about my Monster Hunter. Anyway, so I think the biggest excitement for me is Mizutsune! I don't think you understand. Mizutsune is my
What?
favorite monster! And I was like, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful Mizutsune.
I have one question.
Yeah.
I have one question because you're a big fan of Monster Hunter. I don't understand the logic of a game that still hasn't come out is already getting like updates.
I don't know. I mean, because they're working on it, and so they can still like be like, oh, here's more stuff it needs to help it address issues. Like they've had people play it, and shut up. They've had people play it, and then they can be like, oh, this needs to be addressed. So why wouldn't you? Would you just ignore it and stick your head in the sand and be like, okay?
Why not just? No. I'm saying why not just release the game when it comes out? Why? Update X or update Y.
What? Wait to update it?
No, as in just do the updates, right? Just fix the game, fix whatever you have to do, and just keep it pushing. Why make a whole song and dance about a game that hasn't even come out and being like, yeah, update whatever? Because the beta, it's not like people will have access to that beta until the game releases. It's going to be like removed from like people won't have access anymore.
But you want people to know that you're addressing what they're doing.
I guess. I don't know. It's just first time I've seen this. Usually when you have like betas or whatever, where they test out the game, they just release the game with all the fixes, and then you start getting updates after the game releases. So this is the first time I've seen it before the game releases. That's all I'm confused about. All right, just me then. Anyone else have anything to say on Monster Hunter Wild? I was
No,
yawning.
I don't.
Nah, I'm all set.
All right. M.
If you don't have anything nice to say,
All right. Next, Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Yes.
Going once.
Yes.
All right, this is the Cozy Showcase. This is the Cozy Showcase. All right, go ahead, Cozy. Go ahead.
I love Shinobi. It's been a long time since we've gotten a Shinobi game. They're solid. The gameplay is so tight in them. It's just like chef's kiss. I think what was the last one? Was that the 3DS game that was the last one? I know it's been a while since they've had a new
I
one.
don't know. I just know it's
What?
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So I'm
That's
excited.
all I know. All I know is that it's been a long time. Yeah. On some Timberland stuff. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have left you. Anyway, next, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's a
just so
kart
you know,
racer for
look,
anyone that forgot.
on my ears, your mic has been
What?
progressively getting worse, and now it's becoming
What?
unintelligible. Yeah, just I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
that's
getting pretty
everybody,
bad.
but it started fine, then it started getting worse, and by now you might as well just reset everything. So just
Right,
so
let me
you're
let me go
aware.
turn off the console.
You know what? Turn off the heater, turn off the lights, like if it's electrical interference, turn off your cell phone. Just you know, at this
Alright,
stage, the
console's
enemies
off.
in the back. Yeah,
Console's off.
that's still nah.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
It's-
Just leave and come back real quick like you did just a little bit ago.
I mean, Ham, it's your show, so
We're not
it's
gonna
like
hear
I don't
anyone.
wanna. It's pretty bad.
Hello?
Yeah,
It
it's
hasn't
yo,
changed,
Yo.
Loke.
it's
Can anyone hear
yeah,
me?
yeah. I
We
mean, we
hear
can hear
you. It's
you,
just
but
Oh my
you're just
goodness.
botting
What's
in a
happening?
way. Man, I hate it when they do this for my African brother. They're gonna use him in a UNICEF ad. They're going to be like, donate $5 so that this man may afford a mic. $1 a day at 1-800 help Look will help him to afford the decent quality mic for only 50 cents more. You can give him a webcam without as many blow effects. It's going to be there's going to be like Maria Sharapova out there or something. And the fly that always lands on the face, like it's always there. How did always get a fly? How did always get a fly to land right there in those
It's
ads?
still not
Like,
working, bro.
listen,
Whatever that was wasn't good.
can I just say,
That wasn't
look,
good.
I have a cheat for you. Just keep saying Metal Gear Solid so the people will send you super chats and then use those proceeds. I'm just saying, there's
He
a
doesn't
way
want to
to
have to
fix this.
play.
All the bad games.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's really bad.
Really bad.
Yep. No. Turning that. I had to turn it
Also,
like way
listen,
down.
I'm Australian, so I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are not describing to him just how unbelievably bad this is.
We
Next time
have.
he
Oh,
comes
it's
on,
bad.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
we've
I'm just
described
gonna
it to
tell
him.
him. I'm
Yeah,
just
we
gonna tell him how
said
bad
it.
it is because I'm gonna use analogies now. I feel like he needs to know.
I think he does. I think he does know, but the thing is he doesn't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Buy
And
a
like
better
I
mic.
and to be and to be frank, I don't think beating the shit out of him is gonna make it any better.
Nah. I
Nah.
shame people into doing better. That's what I do.
Well,
I don't
that's
know
not
if
gonna.
you've seen.
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
know
work
if you've
the
seen
rest of it.
Australians,
It's not gonna
but we
fix
are
them.
very good. We are very good at making people ashamed.
Use text to
And
speech, Loke.
listen. I have an African mother. Okay, she shamed me into getting better all my life. You know, like I remember one time,
That's
my
cool.
dad looked at me. My dad looked at me and he's like, "Your clothes are old." And my dad never buys new clothes. Do you know what I did that day? I went out and I bought new clothes because it's like if this motherfucker is telling me that my clothes are old, I mean, this shit is past expiry. Let me tell you.
I get that, but I don't think you understand. Like, I don't think you understand how easy it is for us to just fix something right away, and for him to do that same thing.
Ah, fair enough.
Like right
Well, you
now,
guys interested in the
like right
technician.
now, like what you don't know,
Mm,
is the person on the bottom right here, Matt,
mm.
just sent
Yo,
him his entire new PC, but
Did
he's
you include the
waiting on it.
mic?
But he's waiting on it right
Okay.
now,
All right.
so he has to
Please,
wait.
please,
So
please
he's waiting. You know.
use that express shipping. You know, get
Yeah,
it delivered by the ninjas.
why not just fly over there and just go give it to him real quick
At least
if
you
it's
know
so
what.
possible.
At this point, don't even trust him with the setup. Don't even trust him with the setup. Just go over there and set it all up yourself. You know.
I think he's got it. I
You
think
I
he's
sure?
think
got it.
You
I think
sure?
he'll be fine. I think he'll be
Yeah.
fine if
You
we
guys have a
relax.
lot of faith. You guys have a lot of faith. Okay, so what do we talk about until Mr. Loki's back?
Well, I guess we were talking about the showcase essentially,
Yeah.
but I don't know, Matt.
Yo.
I know you had some thoughts on how you felt about certain pieces of the showcase, but and we had heard from Cozy about what she thought about some of the games in the showcase. We haven't heard from you, Em. What did you think about the showcase? Was
I
it
think
10
the
out of
showcase
10?
was a 9 out of 10. 9, not a 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Okay, why?
Uh, they said they were going to show a bunch of games. They showed a bunch of games. There were a bunch of release dates. There was a bunch of gameplay. There were 35 games in total. 14 of them were interesting to me. 9 out of 10.
What games were exciting that you can't wait for that made it that I
Ooh.
mean, because every showcase shows a lot of
Yeah.
games. Most showcases
No.
show
Most state
gameplay.
of plays are pretty shit. Like the last one I gave a 4. Okay, here are my games. Blueprints, Borderlands 4, Darwin's Paradox, Dave the Diver, the Ichiban, I think, expansion. Because I played on Dave the Diver, so I love the game. Days Gone Remastered. I'm a big fan of remakes and remasters. If you guys are gonna disagree with that, don't worry, we'll get into it. Directive 8020, Black Lead, sci-fi, space, already love it. The only thing I don't love is that it's horror, and I'm not really a horror fan. But you know, it's a black female character. I'll do my best. Okay, Hell is Us looked amazing. Lost Records, Don't Nod, the creators of Life is Strange. I had an amazing experience with Life is Strange 1, and I kind of skipped out on the game since. So it's another chance for me to get back into it. Mind's Eye, I think that was the one from like the GTA ex developer guy, director, or whatever. That looked amazing. Onimusha Way of the Sword, it almost looked like a Ghost of Tsushima, but with a lighthearted tone. Saros from the people that made Returnal, a game that I still play to this day. I've got 160 hours in Returnal. I play it co-op all of the time with random people on the internet. I absolutely love it. It's a and then this is more of that. This is more of Returnal, and that's just dude. You won't even believe how much time I'm gonna put in there. Shinobi Out of Vengeance that Cozy was just going crazy about. That looks amazing. You know, that's one of those games that I'm a horrible platformer, by the way. Like I'm terrible at it, but I love those games. So it looked amazing. Finally, Game of the Year, without a doubt, 2025 Game of the Year, Split Fiction by Hazelight. I mean, that amazing
Yeah,
co-op
I'm excited for
adventure.
Split Fiction.
If you don't think that Split Fiction is a Game of the Year contender, then I think that there's something hollow inside of you, and that's going to take a therapist to work out. And then finally, Tides of Annihilation, which just looks like an amazing game that came out of nowhere. So those are my 14 games that there's at least 7 of them that I would definitely be playing at some point in my life. And then the other 7 just look like so cool and interesting. And I could give shout outs to, Lost Soul Aside. I could give shout outs to Metal Gear, for example. I could give shout out to Midnight Walk. There were so many other games that were around the periphery of my interest, but these are the 14 key games that I particularly loved. So there you go, 14 games out of 35 in a single showcase that I'm interested in. I'm sorry, that's a 9 out of 10. I don't understand. Like, I understand if someone is like, oh, I only like 2 games, then obviously you're gonna give it a low score. But
Yeah.
what I've found weird is that a lot of people are like, oh, I give it a 5 out of 10, and then at least 12 games that they like. And I'm like, what the hell is that kind of ratio? Like, what does it need to be a 6 out of 10 then? You need 18 games that you like out of 35? Like, if you like more than 10 games, how is this not like a 7 or higher? But
That's
hey,
a lot of time to play each of those
listen,
games.
listen, that's what I'm saying. And they did 35 games in basically about 40, 45 minutes. So the pace was good. They didn't waste your time with a bunch of developers talking bullshit. They just had a few moments, 30 seconds each, basically. They're like, hey, Borderlands 4, here's the release date. Cool. Keep it moving. So I think it's a 9 out of 10 showcase. And some people over there, they talk about whether it's third party or not. Listen, PlayStation is a storefront. They do not make most of the money from first party, and they didn't promise you a first party showcase. They told you they were going to show you games from partners around the world. They showed you games from partners around the world, and quite a few of those titles, none of us saw coming. And I think most of us should be excited, especially for the new studios like Tide of Annihilation. Who makes that? I don't even know. I think they're called like Eclipse Moon Studios or something. No one ever heard of them. So that's cool.
Yeah,
Lost
it's
on
a
the
different
side.
studio. It's not Moon Studios, but they have Moon in their name. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's called like Eclipse something. Like, because I just saw the gameplay trailer. So many of the games we saw come from developers we didn't even know existed. So for me, it was just a pleasant surprise on all front. But hey, like I said, if people think it is a lower than that, cool. I don't mind.
Okay,
It's all good.
So I like the direction of this so far. So now I want you, Cozy, to tell me. I mean, maybe you went over a little bit of this already, but I want you to tell me everything that you liked about this showcase, if you can remember it all.
Oh, they just
Because
showed
we're gonna go
games I was
we're gonna
interested
go
in.
over
Oh,
what we liked first, and then we'll go over what we didn't like.
okay.
Just so we're all kind of on the same page with everything, so we're not just so separated.
I agree
and
with him though. I saw lots of games that were interesting. I'm definitely excited for Saros. If you like
Mm.
Returnal, I'm excited for that. I Warriors Abyss. Because I like that type of game. Trying to think what else. Shinobi, Monster Hunter. Split Fiction looked good. Trying to think of what else. I think that was maybe Mind's Eye. I think
Oh,
that's
you
I
actually
think
liked
that's it,
Mind's
but
Eye?
that's still plenty of games.
Oh, that's interesting to hear.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to like Mind's Eye. Not saying that. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I just didn't expect it. I never expect you to like anything when there's a big budget behind it. I just don't like
That's
whenever
not
I hear that you like something that has a big budget or it looks like it has a big budget on it. I always figure that you're probably in there.
I mean, it looks cool.
It does.
And besides, it's not like I'm gonna spend any more than $30 on it.
Okay,
That's
fair
I
a
also
enough.
like
good point.
sci-fi though.
I never understand people that say like, oh, PlayStation gamers have to pay full price. I'm like, you can pay whatever you want. If you want to get it on sale whenever, like if you want to pay $5 for a game, pay $5. Just pay the time to wait for it to get you that price. But it's never full. It never has to be full price.
And if you want to rent it, rent it. It don't matter.
And if you
Play
want
the
to rent
video
it,
game
rent
how
it.
you want to play
If
it.
you want to Game Pass
Well,
it,
I'm
Game
talking
Pass it.
PC,
I
so
don't care.
it's gonna be cheaper.
But
Like I just go to like a key site and get it there.
key sites are amazing.
Not
I
a bad
love key
move.
Can't
sites.
use those
Not
on
a bad
PlayStation, for
move.
real.
Those are really
Key
clutch.
sites. I mean, you care about your wallet or you care about what other people perceive of you? Because I don't give a shit about that.
Oh,
I
bro,
can tell
I
you that
couldn't.
much.
If somebody said something about me buying something on
doesn't-
a key site, dude, I could really care less.
It doesn't
about
make me
$30
enough
top
money
price.
for me to do that. But anyway, Matt. So what did you like
Yo.
about this showcase? Because you heard Cozy, you heard M.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What'd you think?
So, what did I like? Mind's Eye was the big thing for me, for sure. Saros looks pretty cool, pretty intriguing. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but it looks like something I'll give a shot for sure. Lost Soul Aside looked pretty interesting. And what's it called? Tides of Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
That also looked pretty interesting. Think that's about it for me, unless I'm missing something. I don't think I am. I think that's about it for me from the show.
Okay. I'll just go on ahead and go. I liked the showcase for it being video games are coming.
Yes.
Or
That's
here.
what I liked about the showcases. Video games are coming. Borderlands 4 looked great. I mean, like I'll name 3 that I'm like actually like really looking forward to. Like, cause the other ones I'm looking forward to them, but I'm not sure if I need them right away. Right? The ones I know I'm looking forward to that I'm gonna get day one is Borderlands. God, I keep forgetting that damn game with the Chinese, the PlayStation Chinese project. I keep forgetting the name of that game.
Isn't that Lost Soul Aside?
Lost Soul Aside, yeah, that game
Yeah.
as well, because each time I've seen that game, it looked a little bit better. Right.
Mhm.
So there's that. And the last one, I guess I gotta say 4. Because I'm not gonna leave out a Tide Annihilation. Tide Annihilation looked amazing. And then obviously Mind's Eye. So those are like
Nice.
the 4 that I feel like I must have when they come out. Like I'm gonna feel like a bozo if those come out and I'm not like ready to get those right away. I'm gonna be ready to play that joint. I'm just hoping that they all don't come out at like the same time, because that will make it hard for me to play them all. But anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like the show for games are coming. So as for now, what did we not like about the showcase? Let's go in the same order. All right, M, what was that thing that kept the show from being a 10 out of 10 for you? Sounds like it gave you. It sounds like it gave you everything that you wanted. So why not have it a 10 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10?
I think the only reason I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because I wish that Saros had gameplay. Because even though I know it's going to be strongly based off of Returnal,
That's
I
fair.
really would have appreciated to see what the glow up has been, right? Like we've seen this all the time. A promising studio is purchased by PlayStation. They give it a bigger budget. They give them more time to breathe. A more creative environment, and the backing from like X devs and the other partner studios in PlayStation, and they are able to deliver something a little bit higher quality than what they had before. So it would have been interesting to see where exactly that fell. So that was one of the things that kept me from giving it a 10. I particularly do not like developers interrupting. Like, it's okay if you alive have a developer direct like Xbox had, which that's the entire point. Or if you have a dedicated state of play, then I appreciate the devs. But for example, when the Wendy
like
pitch for
what they're
the
doing
other
for
Wendy
Borderlands
came
here in a little
through,
bit, yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm just like, bro, you just get the shit over with. I'm not for that. So I think that kind of loses the pace and the momentum. And you know what? There were 14 games that I liked, right? Especially, but that means there was about 21 games that honestly could have been emailed to me. So there's an imbalance there. It's not like I like the majority of the games. I liked a good 40% of the games there, but I could have easily cut off 25% of those games from that particular showcase, and I think it would have been better for it. Like, do we really need to see another Monster Hunter Wilds? Like, where did you knew that was coming? And you opened up with that. I feel like you should have opened up with a title that was a bit more surprising. Imagine if that opened up
I
with Tales of
agree.
Annihilation, you know? So that would have been really cool. Or even Lost Soul-Aside. They could have opened up with Lost Soul-Aside because it's been, waited on for so long. So just small things like
It
that
was
here
kind of
and
a
there.
lukewarm opening with
Yeah,
something that we
just
already know.
and also, most people that I know, anyways, I'm not going to talk about anyone else elder than me. I don't give a fuck about Monster Hunter. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the entire thing. They were like, Miss Disney or whatever is coming. I'm like, cool. Like, I was like, is this game already out? Like, what is going? I was more confused by the thing. So yeah, I'm a Monster Hunter hater, and I didn't appreciate them starting with that game. So matter of fact, that might as well be an 8 out of 10 just for starting up with that thing. I should drop
It's
I should
what
drop that
kept
another point.
Capcom alive for a long time.
Well, then they can die, as far as I'm concerned. Or they can bring better games than Monster Hunter.
Goodness gracious, this man's a maniac.
But yeah, so that was the only thing I didn't really like.
Okay, well, now we heard what you didn't like that much. Fair assessment from the point that you came with, I guess. But Cozy, now,
Yeah.
you always don't like something. I need to hear from you, particularly what you didn't like from this show.
You know I don't watch showcases.
Okay, so what do you not like that was maybe announced?
I don't really. So like, there's between every game doesn't have to be for me
Oh
because
my
I don't have
goodness.
time to play every game in the world.
Cozy, just
I'll
come
tell
on
you
now.
what I don't like.
You
I
mentioned all
don't like
these
the fact
games
that there was
here.
no Little Big
And was there
Planet.
anything that was maybe missing? Is there something
Little
that
Big Planet.
like compared to all other showcases, when you look at the stuff from the past to this one, what do you kind of think of the whole thing? What did you maybe not like compared to previous times that
I know it
games
was
were
really
announced by
missing.
the same thing?
Little Devil Inside.
Okay, so you just wanted to see something from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't really matter to me what's shown. Just like, oh, just show me some interesting games.
$2 super chat from Victor Clay says, "Hey Cozy, did we trade foreigners?"
Wait, like me for look?
Shit.
Oh my goodness! I mean, whatever.
Just swap.
I don't know what to do with that.
Listen, the coalition of Wakanda, we just tag each other in. We just swap out. That's what happened.
All right. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that one. Matt, what didn't you like about the state of play this time around?
I mean, being dead serious, the only thing I didn't like, I agree, Cozy, there's stuff there that's not for me, whatever, but the only thing I didn't like about that, and I vehemently did not like it, was that Days Gone remaster. I thought that was pretty disrespectful, quite frankly. Just given the fact that PlayStation themselves has pretty much said that series is dead. I mean, it ended on bad enough terms that the director of Days Gone hates PlayStation. Like, that's how bad it ended. So and PlayStation came out and said that there's no sequel. That's not happening. And that was what, 2021? And who knows, maybe plans change and we end up getting a sequel at some point. And if that's the case, that'd be awesome because I really love Days Gone. But given the information we have, I'm to assume there is not a Days Gone 2. So I look at this remaster like, yo, you told me the thing was dead. The thing that I really liked, you told me it was dead. It wasn't good enough to do a sequel, but it's good enough for you to 4 years later remaster it and charge me $10. I don't. I'm personally just not cool with that. But again, they're doing it. It's whatever because it's their call to do. I'm sure people are gonna pay the $10. People are gonna buy it who have never played it before, and hopefully they enjoy it. But dude, it just it rubbed me the wrong way. With everything we know about the situation, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Just so you know,
To be
Matt,
honest.
it wasn't PlayStation. It was their studio that decided not to do it. It never got to Sony.
I thought that what's his name? I forget the guy's name. I thought that they
The
pitched
director
in
has
and
been complaining about it, but it was the studio leadership in his own studio that decided not to put it forward to Sony.
I thought there was a
So
pitch for it though.
no, there was no pitch for it. Now you know.
Okay. All right. Well, either way, the fact that it's dead, I mean, regardless, if that's the case, we're still in the same situation.
I mean, it's very different.
Where Days Gone 2 doesn't exist. Meanwhile, we're getting a Days Gone remaster that
Days Gone
isn't
2 should not exist because it didn't deserve a sequel when it
Okay.
was left there. Let me tell you
Okay.
why. Because it came out
Tell me
broken.
why.
Like, it came out broken, and PlayStation
Okay.
games are not allowed to be broken. And you know what?
Like Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2 didn't come out broken.
It did.
Okay.
It
All right.
didn't. I played
did.
it for
It
day
did, though.
one.
It did, though.
literally
It
did.
didn't come out
did.
broken.
It did.
How many
It did,
reports
though.
of it being broken did you see?
Just
How many
look
I'm
did
not
it up
saying you didn't
yourself.
experience. I
Five.
didn't say
Five.
Look it
that
up.
you
Five.
didn't experience bugs, but it wasn't
And my
broken. It wasn't
friends and
Days Gone.
tons of people on Twitter and tons of people on YouTube and
Okay, what was the
like
break? I want to know.
okay, constant crashes. I'm pretty
You
sure
had
Loke said when he
crashes.
was I'm pretty sure Loke said that when he was playing it crashed his console.
There's a lot of proof
Like
of
just
it,
in
but
general.
I'm sorry.
Like this is like factual stuff that happened, by the way. This isn't like somebody made it up or whatever. It's just facts that are
Like,
Listen, I don't disagree that people had crashes, but was it widespread
if it was a
enough
fact about
that
the
it
whole
became a
Days
thing?
Gone thing, if it was a fact about the
Mhm.
whole Days Gone thing, then you have to
Yeah.
respect his fact as well, because that was a fact.
No,
as well.
100%. But the thing is, was it as widespread as it was for Days Gone? Because, for example, Horizon Forbidden
Okay.
West came out broken.
Well, now
if
we're
a person
moving the
was like,
goalposts because you just said that it can't come out broken.
no, I'm saying that if it was as severe as Days Gone was, then yes, there should be no Spider-Man 3.
I had more. I'll tell you this. I bought Days Gone at launch on PS4.
Yeah.
And the frame, like, obviously that game was not perfect at launch. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it was because it wasn't.
Sure.
So like, but I had, as somebody who bought Spider-Man 2 day one, PS5, I beat it. Like, I platinumed it. I love the game. I love it.
Yeah.
But like, I had more problems with Spider-Man 2 on my PS5 than I did Days Gone at launch on my PS4 Pro.
Well, then that's broken.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve to exist either. It's Spider-Man. It's fucking massive.
And just to also just keep it a bean 50 here, because I mean, I just want us to be all honest here, right?
Yeah.
This is literally from IGN. That's on the screen right now, and you may not be able to see it right now, but it says Days Gone 2 was pitched with a co-op mode in shared universe.
Yeah.
So it was pitched.
No, not to Sony though. It was pitched internally. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
okay,
well,
but that doesn't. Okay, so what? Okay. My whole point was that it doesn't change the situation really. The only thing that changes is if in this scenario,
it says it was pitched to Sony in the article.
That's not true.
It's from IGN. Is IGN?
I don't trust IGN.
I mean, VGC says the same thing.
Okay, I will find the proof of what I'm saying, and then we'll continue that conversation.
Okay, but regardless, whether Sony was pitched to Sony or was pitched internally at Ben Studio, the fact remains that the the game is dead. Like the franchise, not the game. The franchise is dead. Like the hope of there being a Days Gone 2 doesn't exist unless, of course, like I said, plans can change, things can happen behind the scenes, and things can come true that we didn't expect. And if that's the case, then that's awesome. I can't wait for Days Gone 2. But until we're told that's the case, this remaster, announcing a remaster, is just, it's as someone who really loved Days Gone, it just seems kind of like a spit in my face. It's like, here's this, you wanted a sequel, but the best we can give you is this remaster, and oh, by the way, cough up that $10. No, I won't. Unless you're giving me Days Gone 2, then fine, whatever, that's cool. But like, otherwise, I don't care about that remaster. It's just, I mean, that's just personally how I feel about it. But like, again, and I was talking about it before the show, I think outside of that one thing, because that's the one thing I didn't like about this show. Like, I agree with Cozy, there's things there that I don't care about. There's that in every showcase. I'm not going to hold that against it. That's the one thing I specifically did not like about the showcase.
All right. So you specifically just didn't like the way Days Gone was was showing off there.
Yeah, dude, we
knowing that the future of it is
yeah
up in the air right now, seemingly. And last you heard it was dead.
Last we heard it was dead.
But now it's a mystery because it could be up in the air. Okay, so I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I 100% get that. I know Vic in the chat with the $2 super chat says, don't let Loke hear you. He glazed and IGN. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? I know. I pulled up an IGN article out of proof, and Loke would probably clip that right now. He would absolutely clip that. I just did that.
Oh yeah,
100% because he is an IGN stan. But anyways, shout out to
I'm just gonna send. I sent you a message in
1974 up in the chat. First time I'm seeing you here. I'm not sure if you've been here before, but good to see you. But anyways, what was I saying? So my thoughts on it, because I'm the only person that hasn't gone yet. So as I said earlier, I liked it as a game showcase to see new games coming out. I didn't really like it at all as a PlayStation showcase because the whole thing that I remember from the beginning of this generation was like, hey, we care about first party games. Where are the first party games? So like that, I mean, I'm still kind of sitting here asking that question. So I sit there, could be because remember, I play everything that's third party on my Xbox. I do, because I'm an Xbox first gamer. I've said that many times. If you're new, you didn't know that, now you know. So I play all my third party stuff on the Xbox. So I'm looking, when I go to a PlayStation State of Play or showcase or whichever it may be, South by Southwest, whatever, right? Which I'm excited to see because I'm assuming Kojima is going to be there, right? To talk about Death Stranding 2, which I'll be mad excited about because I beat Death Stranding 1 and I want to play Death Stranding 2. That's going to be hot. But like when I pull up at a State of Play, I want to know, why am I turning on this console? Because I don't turn it on for anything other than what it only has, and if I like it, right? And there's a few things, like I said, there's the Kojima game that's coming out. So there's games that are coming out that I'm excited for. But I was looking at the showcase as like, what are they making me excited for just from them? Because I know I'm gonna get Borderlands. I already know I'm getting that. I already know I'm getting Mind's Eye. I already know I'm getting what is that? God damn it. Tide Annihilation, thank you. So when I looked at the showcase, I was like, what am I getting from Sony in particular? Matt, you know, first and foremost, I am not a Days Gone fan.
Oh yeah.
I told you that like 10, like I shouldn't say 10 minutes, I played about 3 or 4 hours of it and I was just not feeling it. The only part that I liked, the only part that I liked was when I rolled up to the base and you get into the cart with the old woman, right? And she's like a foul-mouthed sailor.
Yeah,
essentially,
I know
right?
exactly what you're talking
I
about.
Oh,
felt
that was the
like
first
that.
base camp. Yeah.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I felt like I was like, this is kind of interesting, but like I just didn't get with the gameplay. I had just finished Last of Us Part 1 and 2 before getting into it, so I was probably a little zombie tired, like just kind of not feeling getting into another zombie game. So there could be an excuse behind it. I'm not writing them off forever. There could be a time a few years from now or something that I'm just like, hey, let me give this game a try again because I own the game, so I
Yeah.
can do that, right?
Yeah.
But seeing that there did not get me excited, and kind of went back to what I kind of been thinking about this generation in particular, because might I add, I didn't have a PS3 and I didn't have a PS4. So me getting a PS5 was me getting back with PlayStation since the PlayStation 2, because I jumped on Xbox because they had the CD ripper on there and I liked the music with my games back when I was a kid. I did. That's what got me introduced to that, and that's what got me big and loving that. And then the internet was super simple with it, and yada yada, and you know, the rest is history. So me jumping back to the 5 after 2 generations of just pretending that they're not doing anything, I hop on thinking, man, I can't wait to play all the stuff that I missed and then play the new stuff. But what I did was I bought it and I'm playing all the stuff that I missed, and guess what they're coming out with? The stuff that I just got done playing that I missed. So I'm just like God damn it. I want to see something new from this from the studios, and I understand they got stuff coming. I'm looking forward to Intergalactic. I'm interested to see gameplay of that, just like I'm interested to see gameplay of what was it that was just
Ghost?
Saros? Is it Saros?
Yeah.
Saros? Okay.
Saros, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm looking to see gameplay of that, but like the fact of the matter is just they're not ready. They're not ready to show anything. And it's just like I can't, I'm not mad at the devs for that, because what the fuck, why to be mad at them? They can only do so much. I'm just mad at the preparation that seemed to be in place, right? Just like I was mad at Xbox for so long for just like, dude, you guys have the money. What is happening? Why don't you guys have the output of games? Now they got the output of games, and I'm just like, all right, what the fuck are we doing with the console? Now, you guys always have me in a state of a state of turmoil. You guys always have me in a state of turmoil, and it's frustrating. But at the same time, I've always loved Xbox's innovation. When they look to the future, they've always had kind of like my pocket and also some of the innovation stuff in line. So that's why I rock with them, and I'm not hating on anybody for rocking with PlayStation or whatnot. That's just what they do, and I understand. I was a kid that had the PS2, almost got a PS3, but I went with the 360 because I enjoyed the OG Xbox so much, and the rest is history. But like I'm saying, this showcase to me, I ended up like as a video game showcase. Like, let's say it was just nobody's hosting it. There's just nobody hosting it. It's just video games. And what do I think of that showcase shown by somebody random? I give that probably 8 to 8.5 out of 10. But when I look at it like, hey, what am I getting for this box? Because I have 2 other boxes that I use more often. So what am I getting for this one right here? And I'm like, okay, two things for sure. Actually maybe 2, because the other one's 2026, so it's not even in this year. The Housemarque game, that's like 2026, hopefully, right? Hopefully they have a smoother release than their last game that was bricking systems.
Yeah,
I believe they will, though, because they've been a first-party studio with Sony now for some years now. This, you know, it's not welcome to the team after you already launched the game, like Returnal was. Returnal was, you know, they launched the game and then they openly came out and said, "Hey, we bought them." So now they've been dabbling and working together for some time, and I'm expecting a much better launch from Housemarque. But I'm also, but at this showcase, I was expecting a little more from Sony, and maybe they'll have another showcase later, because keep in mind they did talk about Borderlands 4 having a showcase later in the spring. So I'm wondering
Mhm.
if anything else is going to come with that, possibly. Like maybe they'll
Hopefully
have
not.
another thing that they're trying to showcase as well. Maybe they might show 2 or 3 games that are coming out soon. Maybe they just only focus on Borderlands 4. Either way, I'm gonna watch it. Either way, I'm gonna watch it because I'm excited for Borderlands 4. Like I'm gonna be there. That's the next place that they said they're gonna be. I beat all the other Borderlands. I hated Tiny Tina's game, but I still beat it. So I'm ready for Borderlands 4, and I'm really hoping that they step their game up in the story section because Borderlands 3, the gameplay was better than 2, but the story was mid. I'm sorry. Like every piece of that story to me was just kind of like it was forgettable.
2 was going to be hard to top, though.
I know,
Be
Handsome
honest.
Jack. I don't know how you top Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack was amazing.
Handsome Jack, that's literally one of the best antagonists of all time. I don't know how you top
Man,
that.
I'm not sure about all time, but it was pretty damn good. Did you play what is it? The Tales
The
of the
Telltale game?
Borderlands. Yeah, Telltale game of Borderlands. How
That's
cool
a really
was
good
that?
Telltale game.
That was a really good one.
That is a totally different experience.
But it's so fun. It's so fun. And
it's
he's
wild.
still the main antagonist, I think. Yeah. Did you play it?
I played the first couple chapters of that one.
Oh, you didn't finish it? Okay.
I did not.
That's
I
all right.
did not finish the Telltale's games, so that is
Yeah.
one I still need to finish. But I did
Okay.
play. I beat 1, 2. I like 2 is fucking broken for me at this time, because I have like all the B, all the B amp shields or whatever, which are nasty. 3, I was turning people's Xboxes off with 3 because I ended up getting modded weapons eventually after about well I beat the game, right?
You're one of those.
No, I'm not one of those. Don't do that. I went through that whole Midnight Karen thing about 80 times. Don't tell me I'm one of those dudes. No, I am not. I farmed the hell out of what's that dude's name with the I'm gonna have to look up the goddamn names because I hated that they killed off Maya because I really wanted Maya to come back into like a DLC or something like that, and they killed her immediately.
The game was just terrible, and it didn't
They
feel
killed
like
her immediately. Like I
felt
said,
like a
Borderlands
waste.
3 was so forgettable for me. The characters, Borderlands 3. So I got to remember this character because I cracked Zane. I cracked out Zane. And Flak was pretty dope too. I wouldn't mind if they brought back Flak. The Beastmaster, Flak was pretty hot. Zane was okay. Amara was garbage. The replacement Siren, garbage. And Mose, I didn't really fuck with Mose that much. So I don't have anything bad or good to say about Mose. I didn't really rock with Mose that much.
Oh, Ham Solo, listen, I sent you a DM on Twitter because I can't have you think I'm lying to you when I talk about the Days Gone thing. And you can't trust IGN. I don't know how you haven't learned that yet, but it is what it is. You can just click on the Polygon link.
There's multiple sites.
You can't trust any of them because they all
can't
run
trust
off of one
any of them
person.
except for the ones that agree with him.
Yes,
There you go.
because the ones that happen to agree with me are the ones that are correct because I double check. But yeah.
There you go.
So now that
There you
we're
go.
getting that out of the way, I also want to say you should definitely give Days Gone another try. It is an 8 out of 10 game. It just takes a while to show its full potential. And take away.
Just waste 5 hours and it'll finally get good. Don't listen to them.
No, it takes way
If
more
you
than
want to
5
play it,
hours.
go back and play
It
it,
takes
but
way
don't
more
worry
than
about it.
5.
Nah, shut
I
up.
think
You're
one
wrong.
of the things that they missed out on is that they put the horde, for example, the horde mechanic goes way too late in the game. You have to get through over half the game before you are finally let loose to actually deal with the hordes. and then there's only like 6 holds, I think, in the entire single player campaign. So I thought that was one of the things that they should have let you play with a lot earlier. But there's a lot of things along the way that are very good about the game. You know, the gameplay, the world, the open environment. I definitely sympathize with people that want a Days Gone too. I just think that I fully understand why it didn't get greenlit. But I will say, to Matt's point, why he's so disappointed that they kind of brought out the carcass to kind of like make more money on. If people actually do buy it, it does send a clear signal like, hey, we want
Sure.
more of this product.
Sure, and me and him talked about that, and I'll tell you that to me is like that. I mean, because that's one way to look at it, but that to me also kind of just pisses me off because it's like, dude, you sold like I forget what it was before it came to PC. It was
About
like
8 or
5
9
million.
mission. It was
It
like
was-
8
Who
or
is
9
this
million on
person that
PlayStation.
you sent me this information about, though?
What do you mean?
You sent me this person that says,
No,
"Thanks
not
for the tweet. I've learned all this stuff."
the polygon thing.
Who is this person?
Just click on the polygon article. It's much more straightforward.
Polygon article. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lot more. It explains everything.
But yeah, I mean, I just if their thought process is like, we'll do a Days Gone 2 if this remaster sells well. I mean, the first game sold well, and you didn't do it. So why are you expecting the remaster of the game that people already own, that people already went out and supported and bought already, to be the deciding factor of, yeah, now we'll do a Days Gone 2?
I'm
Because
not expecting that. But what I'm saying is that
that's what
it
I'm
can
saying.
send
No,
a signal to the company. It's a bit like do you remember Netflix?
yeah.
Like, well, not do you remember Netflix? Everyone remembers Netflix. Netflix had this show called Sense8. They canceled it.
Mhm.
And then the fans just kept harping to them like, hey, we want to see the conclusion to this story. Okay.
Yeah.
Then eventually they made a follow-up movie about it. So what I'm saying is that Days Gone is closer to a cult classic than it was a mainstream success, right? And what I'm saying is that if there is a lot of support for this remaster, it just sends yet another message like, hey, give us more of this product.
Yeah, but like, okay, so hold on a second. I just feel like the game came out. I just looked it up. Days Gone, I mean, I don't know when this came out. Who knows when this article came out? It says 8 million copies that it sold. This was January 6, 2022. So
Mhm.
we're 3 years after this.
Yeah.
Sells 8 million copies. 8 million copies of anything is good. It is good. That's something that like 99% of the industry aspires to.
Mhm.
So the fact that it did that, and they're like, "Meh, we don't really see it." Whether that was PlayStation or Ben Studio internally, someone said, it's not worth it."
Mhm.
But then we do this 5 years later. We're like, let's release a remaster, and then if this sells good, then we'll do it. It's like,
I think that makes perfect sense.
I don't though, because they didn't. They already did this the first time, and it sold great, and they said no. So if it sells, was it have to sell 16 million copies this time?
No, I'm just
Or
saying that even if it were to, okay, we can't put numbers because we don't know how they run their businesses, right? But I'm just saying if they got it wrong the first time and they misjudged how beloved this particular thing was, and then you send the message again like, hey, no, we actually do want this, then it can sway their minds. I'm not saying that if it sells 10 million copies now, they will automatically make a Days Gone too. They could be like, yeah, we're done with that franchise no matter what it does. But I'm just saying that for people who say, I want a Days Gone too, here is your chance to put your money behind your message. If you don't want to do
I
that,
are
you don't have to do that.
yeah.
You
But
know.
my rebuttal to that is I already have twice over at this
But
point in
clearly
my
it didn't
life.
count enough the first time. Like that's it at the end of
Exactly.
the
So
day.
why the fuck would I think it would count the third time?
You don't have to, but this is it. this is if you want to try,
yeah.
here is your option. If you don't want
But
to, then let it go. But I just think that another thing
exactly
is, of
that.
course, this is
You
the
kind of just
remaster
nailed
is
it.
for people who didn't play it. I always say to people like remasters and remakes to me are no different from people having movies that go from DVD to Blu-ray. It's an
Yeah.
updated version of what you have already. If you love it, you can
hmm
upgrade your copy, right, from a DVD to a Blu-ray. And
Yeah.
then after the Blu-ray, you can upgrade your 4K Blu-ray. And then after the 4K Blu-ray, they'll have an 8K or whatever version, right? If you love it along the way, you can get it. But at a
Yeah.
certain point, you're gonna be like, nah, that's okay. I love it, but I don't love it that much. I love it, but I'm not buying the 16th copy of Harry Potter or whatever, right? It's okay. It's fine. You know? But I agree with
So if
you.
I'm
There is
reading
no
this,
guarantee.
if I'm reading this article right,
Oh,
it
man.
sounds like there was a pitch, but it just wasn't good enough.
It wasn't one?
It's, I mean, if I'm reading this right, it says that there was a pitch, but it just wasn't good enough. It says right here that it was clear that a Days Gone sequel was a non-starter, and there was nothing in the pitch that made the
Mm-hmm.
local manager and his boss feel good about it. So there was a
Yeah,
pitch.
the local manager at the studio, that's what I keep telling you. It was to the studio that they pitched it. Like they didn't pitch it to Shuhei Yoshida or whatever.
Fair enough.
All right. I don't know.
I guess it didn't pass them because SIE, and it says right here, Ross also said that Days Gone was toast because it was already been judged not a hit by SIE greenlight givers fixated on the games with hit cachet.
Exactly. And it didn't have the hit cachet when it came out. I agree with that.
fucking
That's
sold
wild.
like a hit. But yeah.
I mean,
That's
the critical
wild.
reception,
don't know.
you take a look at it,
So
the
there
How
was
front
a
and center of the
pitch.
game.
How
So
much
there
did
was
it
a
make
pitch,
though?
but they internally didn't move
Yeah,
it
they
over
internally didn't
because
move it
SIE
up at
themselves
all.
said that they didn't view Days Gone as a hit.
Well, they said that we didn't think that the first one was a hit, but then they didn't pitch the second one to them either.
So
So
essentially, there was a pitch, but Sony was like, yo, we don't even want to see the pitch because your game didn't hit whatever made up number Metacritic thing that we want it to hit.
potentially, yeah. And even
Okay.
the Order 1886, just came out, and then
Order,
the developer MinMax did the same thing. He was like, you know what? Sales wise, it was actually pretty good, but
Mhm.
critically wise, Sony wasn't interested in having a 60 something Metacritic game.
Well, they also rushed that game out though.
Yeah,
That game
but they're
asked for more time, and they weren't granted more time. And then they're
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
"Why is this bad?"
yeah,
Exactly. And that
but
is a mismanagement of the property. Yeah.
but they're but the thing like to bring it back to the remaster. The thing that upsets me is like, okay, it wasn't good enough for the I've already come to terms that Days Gone 2 is not happening. Like that's already
Mhm.
I'm totally fine with that at this point.
Mhm.
But like it wasn't good enough for them back then, but now it is. Now it's good enough to make a remaster to upsell you. If you haven't bought it, to upsell you probably you would assume $70. Maybe not. Maybe, that could seem 150 or 60. Who knows? But either way, $10 upgrade if you've already bought it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good enough to do that.
And they must do that actually. They must do that. Do you know
Why?
why? Because
Why's
they
that?
came out with a better version of it for PC. Right? There's a PS4 version that
Yeah.
has, let's say, the lowest settings, right? And then they make a PC version that has
Yeah.
the ultra setting. And I have a PS5. So I want a
Okay.
version of it that is customized to my PS5.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like Sony has a duty to make sure that their games, especially the ones that are, you know,
Mhm.
well liked by the audience, keep up to date with the most recent consoles. I'm always a fan
Yeah.
of remasters and remakes. So for me, guess what? Horizon
Yeah.
Forbidden West, there better be a PS6 remaster because just like from the DVD to the Blu-ray to the 4K Blu-ray, I want you
Mhm.
to keep updating it so that a gamer can always have the option to get the latest and the greatest version. But when you've already done the work for PC, I expect you to do the work for your own platform.
Okay. So to that, I would also say Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered was released on PC.
Exactly,
Why?
and we got the version of it on
Money.
PS5.
No, Cozy, I know the answer. I'm just saying to that logic, Horizon Zero Dawn, the remaster, like it came out on PC years ago. And then the remaster again came out
You
on
mean the
PC.
remake?
It was not a remake.
Yeah, okay. That's a very
It was a remake. As a person who played
They tell
300
gullible schmucks that
hours,
it's a remake.
Okay.
the person who played 300 hours of the first one and has played the new remake, it was a remake.
Okay, so it's a remake.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
But anyway, you
Yeah.
know it's a cash grab. If you can't, like basically,
Jeez.
if you have to find ways to monetize people as much as possible, because we all know what's happening.
Yes,
in the gaming scene.
100%.
And we also know that the problem they're having is most of their money is skins and microtransactions and battle passes, which they don't control the source of. So what they have to do with their own games is triple, quadruple down on them because they know the people there will just keep buying them.
I think that is such a fair logic. I never understood why people say it's a cash grab. It's an option.
Because it is.
It's an
a cash
option.
grab.
It's an option.
A cash
When you
grab
say
isn't
it's
a
a
bad
cash-
thing.
An
We're not.
option that
It's
makes
not
you
like
money.
a cash grab is a bad thing.
Wait,
Hell, I
hold
think
on. But
I'm
every
fond of
company
milking
is there to
people.
make money and to provide
Of
products for
course,
you.
we're not saying like
But
Cozy's
what
not
I'm not
makes
saying
this
it's
a
a bad
cash
thing.
grab versus something that is just an option?
No, I'm saying it's a cash grab. I don't think that's a bad thing. I am very fond of milking people for as much money you can get out of them. I am huge a fan of that. I am a huge fan of that.
He talks about that all the time.
He does.
I literally want everyone who can be nickeled and dimed to be
She
nickeled
always
and dimed.
says if they're dumb enough to buy it, I'm a fan of it. And I'm just like, that sounds mad insulting, but it kind of is the truth in some way.
That's how companies operate. And I mean, for me personally, I'm not going to hold it against them. Like from a business perspective of, hey, why would you release Days Gone Remastered? I mean, why do you think? It's money. It's money for them to make. Same with Horizon, same with
money
when they
with
did Last
little,
of Us.
like with not an immense amount of effort behind it.
Yeah, you don't got to go through the process of hiring voice actors and, getting the lines written and everything. Like the stuff's already there. You just got to touch it up. So it's like, of course, it makes total sense from a business standpoint. It's just a lot of people, like myself included, like I didn't get my PS5 to play. Like I got my PS5 day one to play the next big Naughty Dog game. And I will be getting that, Intergalactic. But it's like, God damn, I had to wait for that.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
in
be
between,
like 6 or 7 years until you get that.
But
Yeah,
hold
and
on, if you got your
post-
PS5 to play the next Naughty Dog game, why didn't you wait until they announced the next Naughty Dog game before you got your PS5?
because I made the silly assumption. Get this. I made
That's
the
on
silly
you.
assumption. Okay, let me finish. I made the silly assumption that, given, what was it? Last of Us 2 was 20 was that
2020.
2020? Yeah,
It
2020.
was
So
2020.
Last of Us 2 was 2020. Uncharted 4 was
2016.
2015. Was it
2016.
2016? I thought it was 2015.
2016.
All right. Well, either way. So we get 4 years between those two. I figure, okay, I'm gonna get Spider-Man. I'm gonna get Spider-Man remastered. I'll get Spider-Man Miles Morales because Miles Morales was looking pretty sick at the time. So I played Miles Morales. That was awesome. They were doing some updates. I think I got because Days Gone just got the patch, I think, for 60 FPS. And I was like, okay, I'll play some Days Gone. I played Miles Morales. I played a little bit of Spider-Man Remastered because I already beat Spider-Man Remastered. I didn't want to go through it all again. And then I was like, by the time I'm done with this, give it like a year, maybe a year and a half, we'll have the announcement for Naughty Dog's next game. And then, it's like a waiting game. It's like, what, 3 years after that, depending on how early they show it. And then 2022 came. We didn't get it. The announcement, I mean. 2022 came, we didn't get it. 2023 came, we didn't get the announcement. 2024 came, we didn't get the announcement. Or wait, the end of
You
2024.
got in 2024.
So yeah, the end of 2024, we finally get the announcement for the game, and I'm like, God damn! Finally, we get the announcement. Now it's a matter of waiting between the announcement and the game, but it's in between me getting done with Miles Morales to that announcement. It was like, Jesus. That all kind of just, that whole period was just kind of a blur to me in terms of playing games on PlayStation. Just given
Do
the
you
fact
play
that,
most of your third-party games elsewhere, like Ham Solo does?
yes, I'm primarily on Xbox.
Okay, well then, I think people who are primarily on Xbox but then get PlayStation for the exclusives understand that you are definitely going to have a far longer wait,
Mm-hmm.
than a person who is exclusively on PlayStation or a person who, I guess, plays more regularly between PlayStation and another platform like PlayStation and Switch or whatever. Yeah, because of course you're going to be looking at that box. Like, imagine if I got a Series X primarily for Xbox exclusives that I liked, I
Yeah.
would have been waiting, just as much as you,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have been looking at that box like, yeah, why did I get you? But for me, I never understood that because for me, what I would have done in your case is I would have played the Miles Morales and you said Days Gone 60 frames per second, maybe doubling that. Then I would have sold the console and I would have waited for the next Naughty Dog announcement.
Come on, man.
Because
Well, yeah.
if this is the thing I'm
Come
waiting for
on,
and you're not going to
man.
serve me in the intervening time. And another thing about your
come
timeline that I don't
on,
understand is
man.
that you said, okay, 2022, you should get the announcement, but then you were prepared to wait up to 3 years for the
Yeah.
game to actually come out. So that means that 2025,
Well,
there was still going to be a huge wait.
Oh, I don't know why I'm upside
Why
down.
are you
right now.
upside down?
I don't know why I'm upside down right now.
That's nuts.
But
Upside down.
but time out. I'm upside down. Well, anyways, time out.
Oh my God, it's a magical time.
Yeah. What a day today.
What a day
Today
today.
has been. Today
And
is
we haven't
absolutely.
even gotten to the good part.
This is a good way to think of today. It has been absolutely upside down.
Hey,
Let me
listen,
see.
you did it for the Australian. We're in the Southern Hemisphere. We work the other way.
There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. Oh my God, like I don't know.
Honestly,
what
it was
the hell
more
that
fun seeing you upside down.
I just
It
turned
was
it off,
actually cool. You
unplugged it,
shouldn't have fixed
replugged
it.
it back in, and it was fine.
You
But
shouldn't have
anyways,
fixed it. You should have left it that way.
he said Spider Ham. That's great. But
That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty good.
but man, I don't even remember what we were talking about now. That fucked me up.
We were talking about
The
the time
timeline.
delay between the next
timeline.
Naughty Dog game.
I was like, well, keep in mind now. There was, like, I know a lot of people say, why are you mad about games that didn't come out? There was a Naughty Dog game that was announced.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's another thing too. Is like
There was some things that were announced that are no longer on, or I shouldn't say there were things, because there was really only like one.
The Last of
maybe
Us
two.
Online.
one thing.
The Last of Us
one
Online.
thing.
Yeah.
There was the other things came out from leaks, right? So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I mean, I guess you can say that's not fair, but at the same time, those, I mean, I can honestly say those leaks really helped us see why it's taking so long.
And
I
I'll
think
say,
there's-
but like I was saying, to just Matt's point, you said he should have sold it. He would have never knew that he would have never had expected that. I think it was
What?
like what, the 21-22 showcase with Jeff Keighley, where they said, hey, we got Last of Us factions coming
Online.
out, and we're gonna have more to share with you guys next year.
Yeah.
And then you wait, the next year comes, and then you're excited about it throughout the entire year up until the end of the next year, where they then say it's on ice, and then it's just flat out canceled.
And that's
And if you're
kind of,
looking forward to the online, then I agree with you.
and I was, and not even like this. I'm not even gonna get up here and pretend like, oh, I played tons of hours of the first Last of Us multiplayer, because I didn't. But that's the thing, I missed it, and I know people talk about it so fondly. So when you hear that, like, Last of Us Factions was
You're
supposed
interested. Yeah.
yeah, I was really interested, because people were like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna ship with Last of Us Part 2, and then they're like, okay, we need some more time. We're gonna give you Last of Us Part 2, and then we're gonna work on this behind the scenes, we're gonna give you
Yeah.
this factions multiplayer, because
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of multiplayer games. Like, I know there's multiplayer stuff on the PlayStation, but it's like I
Mhm.
mostly play it on Xbox, and I
Yeah.
don't have many like first party multiplayer things from PlayStation that I play. So when
Yeah.
when I heard that was coming, I was like, okay, that's awesome. I got my multiplayer game on PlayStation.
Right.
Mhm.
And then Jeff Keighley's like, okay, he showed like a screenshot, and he's like, we're
It
gonna
was
show
a
you
screenshot.
more
Yeah.
next. Yeah, we'll show you more next
Yeah.
year. I'm like, shit, okay, I gotta wait a year.
Mhm.
And then we get to next year, and it's like you hear the reports. It's on ice. The Jeff Keighley showcase comes and goes. We don't even no mention of it. And then I think it was it early 2024 or late 2023 where it was like, yo, it's just
Yeah,
canceled.
I
It
think
was
it was around that time period.
it was
Yeah.
it was like December, January of like
Yeah,
end of
Yeah, it was that
2023,
time
beginning of
period. Yeah.
2024, where it was like, all right, you guys, it's flat out done.
Can
and
I
then
just say,
yeah,
Matt, that experience is exactly why I don't like having roadmaps. Because you are telling me about games that you, at the end of the day, cannot guarantee are coming.
That's
And
fair.
I think that's extremely
that's
disrespectful
totally
to the
fair.
consumer like who you bought a PlayStation based on that promise. PlayStation promised you this thing, and then they don't deliver on it, and they keep you on the hook. And then they tell you, oh, yeah, you'll be hung out to dry. That's exactly why I don't like seeing a game that's 4 or 5 years out. Because at the end of the day, none of these companies can guarantee it. For me, 18 months is the maximum. Because within 18 months, you should know if you're delivering this thing or not, or if you need to cancel it. And then, even better, with things like Astrobot, 4 months was the difference. You got it announced and you got it delivered in your hands in 4 months. I look at it like iPhone. The iPhone doesn't tell you about the iPhone 19 features 3 years out, right? They tell you, hey, here's our iPhone 17. Within 3 weeks, you can pre-order it. Within those 3 weeks, you have it in your hand. I think that it is criminal that these game companies for so long have been able to promise us things, get you to buy into the ecosystem or into the console or even pre-order games. Remember, there are some games that you can pre-order and they'll come out in like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Or on PC with
Yeah.
Star Citizen.
Yeah, you'd
That's been like
especially
what,
see
a
those at like
decade?
your Game Stops and whatnot.
Exactly. So they
like
take your
big
money.
stores, yeah.
They literally take your money and then they literally go faff around with it, right? Buy themselves a yacht or whatever. And then at the end of the day, you either don't get the game altogether or you get a game that is completely different from what you were promised. Because the promise was made 4 years ago before they even knew what the game was going to be able to deliver, you know? So for me, yeah, you're right. The Last of Us Online was a complete failure. I think that what they should have done for The Last of Us Part 2, they should have said, hey, it's single player only. And they should have just taken the hit, and that was it. Even if they had
Yeah.
plans to make the online, keep that shit on the low so that if you cannot deliver on it, you don't have people like him unable to sell his PlayStation and get away from it when he's done with it because he's waiting on this thing, you know? So for me, this is why I am so against 4 to 5 years out. Oh, here's a roadmap. Because imagine if you bought a PlayStation 4 for Lost Soulside. You bought a PlayStation 4 for Lost Soulside, and it takes 7 years and it doesn't even come out on the PlayStation 4. It's literally a PlayStation 5 game. Imagine how
keep
cheated
in
it would have been.
mind, keep in mind, it wasn't just he used Naughty Dog as an example. There's other devs.
No, I'm saying he
out
had
there
other
that-
games, but I'm
that
saying
you
that
could
it
be
is
waiting for as
disrespectful
well.
of PlayStation to literally make him a promise, and then he buys into that promise
No, I
in
agree.
a big way, and then he cannot have that delivered. Which is why, again, when people say, hey, I want to know what PlayStation is making 2 or 3 years away, I'm like, I don't want that, because those things are not guaranteed. You could show me the most amazing title today. You say, oh,
I don't think
Emmanuel,
that's
wait 3
crazy.
years. Like, look at Wolverine. Where's Wolverine now? Are you guys happy that they showed you Wolverine? Was it 2022 they showed Wolverine?
I think it was
But
earlier
we
than
haven't
that. I think
seen.
it was
Yeah, I
like
think it was
We have
earlier than
we
that.
have seen a
I think it
leak
was
of
right
it.
around. I think it was 2021 actually.
yeah.
That
Wow,
they showed
a long
listen.
time
like
ago.
at the
I know
Game
that.
Awards.
And when I
like
ask
at the end of the
people,
year
what
kind
does
of
that
shit.
do for you as a gamer? Like, are you happy you got to see Wolverine? Are you playing it? No. And then they say, oh no, but I want to see the showcase anyway. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see a showcase too. But showcase me games that I know are going to come within a year and a half. I don't think that's too much to ask.
That's fair. I mean, that's one of the. I mean, I know it's kind of a joke at this point, just because the whole Starfield thing. They announced that in what 2018, and then we finally got it in 2023. But like outside of like anomalies like that, that's one of the things I like about Bethesda. Like you go back to Fallout 4, it was like what was it, like a 6-month turnaround?
Yeah.
They announced Fallout 4, and then like 6 months later it was out. They
Yep.
did the same, I believe, with Oblivion back in the day. It was with Skyrim. Like
Yep.
for the most part, that's what they do, and that's one of the things I like about Bethesda as its own publisher kind of thing. Is that they're pretty on top with that. I do like when developers are transparent like that.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
very
kind of agree.
respectful.
I mean, I kind of agree with you just in the sense of like when you set that type of precedent, right? Whether it be Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo doesn't really do that. You know, they don't
Nope.
really talk. They don't really speak too far ahead, right? But like
Mhm.
some of these other, you know, I'd say the biggest perpetrators of this are Xbox and PlayStation, the two most similar platforms to each other,
Yeah.
right? And third party, of course, third party, but that's just kind of like, you know, that's on y'all, right?
Yeah.
That's not on the platform that you purchased, you know, to be able to play. So the biggest two perpetrators for sure are Xbox and PlayStation. So at the beginning of the generation, both of these perpetrators, which I'm extremely enjoying saying right now,
These felons.
but both of these perps told us told us a lot of things that were to come, and essentially how we feel this current generation, because this generation is even more solidified in how long it takes to create a game than even the prior generation was, in my opinion. Xbox has somehow got more together, but they also had to buy a ton of stuff for that to even make sense for them, right?
I mean, they bought almost everything. Almost everything.
Well, but I mean, keep in mind they got Obsidian a long time ago at this point now.
It was 2018.
And Obsidian's been like their like top dog studio outside of like Forza.
Obsidian has always been just that. They've always just had really crappy
Obsidian's
publishing
been
deals.
like
Obsidian has always been slightly above average. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, personal opinion there, but but I feel like this generation more than anything, whether you want to be mad about Xbox or mad about PlayStation, this generation has felt like they've told us what was going to happen at the beginning of the generation with a lot of these things. And they've just been playing catch up ever since. And they've been giving us shit that we didn't expect you to give us in between. And it's been like, what's this?
To be fair,
this is
the PlayStation
some of it
showcase-
being cool, some of it being cool and amazing, some of it being like, the fuck is this?
I mean, listen, the PlayStation showcase that they have for 2020, the reveal, you know, the future PlayStation, they titled it. That one was pretty accurate. You know, aside from that Little Devil Inside and Pragmata, that was the one from Capcom, and then the Little Devil Inside, which was that game. Those two are missing in action, and they were part of that original showcase. But the things from PlayStation, they have delivered. You know, the Returnal came out, the Spider-Mans came out, things like that came out. So that part is cool.
What was that? What was that one game that had like the fake devs?
Abandoned.
Abandoned? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Abandoned was abandoned. Yeah, but that wasn't part of the showcase. That was a separate upload later.
That was supposedly like supported by PlayStation, though.
Apparently, yeah. And then they canceled that shit, I think. I think they canceled it.
I don't think
Which
they've
is a
ever
game.
come
That
out and
was
said. I don't think they've
nuts.
come out and.
They
I
haven't
don't think they've-
officially, I don't think, canceled it.
Yeah,
They
they
just-
haven't said anything. The studio's just been dead silent for like what, almost 3 years at this
It's kind of
point.
like Xbox and Exo Mecha, if you guys remember
That's
that
that. Yeah,
announcement.
that shit's a myth. That
It's a
shit's never
fever
happened.
dream.
I feel like most of the
cancellations.
I think most cancellations don't get announced. Like you take a look at Xbox and Everwild. I don't even think Everwild ever got off the ground, and they'll never say anything about it. They just let you, like, you just understand it's canceled. They don't come out and tell you. Like,
I'm
hey,
pretty
we
sure
canceled
there
this.
was reports that it was actually doing really. I mean, well, you know, reports are reports, but like that game is very much apparently not canceled.
But take it as well with oh god, what was another game? The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. They came out. That was a showcase thing supported by PlayStation. And we pretty much think that thing is canceled or rebooted or given to
Yeah,
another
there's
studio, whatever the fuck.
isn't it like Aspire or something that was supposed to work on
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they fucked that up. Which is again what I keep telling people: stop showing these games too early because shit like that can happen. Abandoned. We don't even know if those were genuine developers. I don't know why they gave that spotlight to that game. Aspire.
Hassan
With
seemed like a pretty cool guy.
with Knights of the Old Republic, it's like, so you didn't even do like your due diligence to like be like, oh, are these the right developers for this particular project? And then you put it in front of us with like a cool cinematic trailer, and then it turns out like, oh yeah, shit, no, this might not be the people. I think that those are definitely mismanagements and failures. So for me, I think that companies should actually tighten up communication. I think they should communicate less because every time that you talk, you should be able to be held to your words. That's something that I appreciate. Like I said, you take a look at Apple.
Well, the thing about buying into these things is they show the commercials for it, they show the trailers for it, they say, coming next year, and then there's a delay, and then there's another delay, and then there's like a freak accident or something that nobody can,
This is
be
exactly
mad
this is
about.
exactly my point. This is exactly my point. Do less of that.
I understand to do less of that, but as a customer, I mean, as yourself, if they announced and said, "Hey, we got the PS6 coming out, and we're planning on what's coming out about a month after the PS6 drops to be ready, and you should have about 10 games. You get 3 of them. The other 7 come out within the next like 7 years." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like
we're not
you
even
were
disagreeing.
sold on an
We're
idea.
not disagreeing. I told you.
Bought
I told
into
you.
it. You don't want to sell it because by the time you sell it, then you have to buy it back to then do the same thing. And who's to say? I mean, luckily this generation, a lot of people could really bank off of that. But like in a normal generation where it's not so hard to like buy a console not long after launch or even at launch, like I'm sorry, like it just
listen
to me.
what is it? Do you feel like Sony hasn't delivered on the original promises?
I don't blame the customer whatsoever for getting something and expecting there to be content for the thing they purchased. When VCRs came out and people bought VCRs, they expected VHSs to come out. When people got CD players, they expected CDs to come out. When it did it, they got pissed. It's the same thing with mini disc, even though those fucking flew out, like those came out the door and they were dead immediately, essentially. But people were still salty, those that invested into it, as they should be. They felt insulted that they invested in a product that just up and either quit or wasn't prepared for a few years down the road. And you can never really guess that as a customer. How do you know? Especially when you're dealing with a company that's known to put out stuff in it to be attainable by a lot of people.
We don't disagree because remember, I'm talking about blaming the companies for this. I'm saying the companies
100%,
cannot come out. Yeah, I'm saying that. Listen, it's to the point where if it was any other industry, they will be facing class action lawsuits. If an automotive company came out and they're like, "Hey, you can buy this product, you can pre-order it now, you can put $1,000 down, get your reservation," and then they don't show you that product for another 5 years. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, video game companies have been getting away with these crimes for years, and it shouldn't be okay. And it's not, like you said, it's not on the consumer. That's why I was like, listen, if Matt is thinking to himself, Naughty Dog's got my back, and they're bringing me this Last of Us Online experience, and I miss out on the original factions. I don't want to go back and play the old one. I want to be there day one on the new. And then he doesn't get that shit. He should be pissed off about it. He should absolutely be pissed off about it. Because nobody forced Naughty Dog. Nobody went to the gun of Neil Druckmann and said, "Hey, reveal your game too early." So it's like, why did you do it?
Reveal your game too early. That's funny.
So this is why for me, but that's what I'm saying. Like, gamers have to be careful with what they ask for, because at the same time, gamers.
I know there are people that were sending some pictures. Remember God of War?
Yeah,
there were some people sending some
listen,
pictures.
I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about that. But that's what I'm saying.
So there
Gamers have to
are
be
people
careful.
out there.
You can't
I'm
ask
just
for a
saying,
showcase
there
to show
are.
you games that are 3, 4, 5 years away, and then also ask for those games to be guaranteed. It doesn't work that way. So that's what I'm saying. Like gamers need to ask, like, hey, you know what? We don't need this many showcases. Just show us the products you can actually deliver, and show us real gameplay, not imagined gameplay. You know what happened with Halo Infinite when they showed at first they showed the engine demo, right? When they were talking about the sleep space engine, and then they showed us these visuals and everything that really kind of set the mood for what you thought you were going to get with the next Halo project. And whether you like Halo Infinite or not, you didn't get that original engine demo kind of look and everything like that, right? So it's like for me, I'm like, don't do that because there was no reason to create that. It didn't serve the audience, and if anything, it planted the seed for something you ultimately didn't deliver on. And so I think, like you're right, Nintendo is usually exempt from these kind of things. Like maybe you come up with 1 or 2 examples where they did something similar, but 90% of the time they're good. And I'm saying everybody needs to move closer to Nintendo and just like shut the fuck up. If you don't know what you can deliver, don't say anything until you are sure that you can deliver this thing.
I'm not mad about that. Anybody object to that statement?
Nope.
Not at all.
All right. Let's go on ahead and move on. We're getting close to the end of the show, and there's just one last topic that I wanted to bring up. Again, thank you, M, for coming on for coming on to the show. You were
yeah.
spicy as a motherfucker about some things, and I'm not sure everybody loved everything that you had to say, but you can only be you, and I ain't mad about it. You just do your
Yeah.
thing. You
This
just,
was a yes men show.
You
Wouldn't
live
be
and
fun.
learn. You live and learn. But I tell you what, I ain't afraid for you to come back at all. And I'm sure
Appreciate
Loke
that.
would be more than happy to get his licks in on you when he gets his shit working, because what happened today with Loke was like extra wild.
Yeah, I've
What
never
happened
seen
on
something
today
like
with
that.
Loke was extra wild. And the way you were digging into him was like you had Thug Life tatted on your chest.
Listen, it's all love, okay? My culture, where I come from, whipping each other and tearing each other apart just for a little bit, just for the jokes, is perfectly okay, and that's how I was growing up.
I'm
So
fine with
I
it
hope
when
that
he
he
can
knows.
fight for himself, but he couldn't even
Listen,
fight for himself.
why
He
you're
couldn't
right. I
even
kicked him when
fight
he
for
was
himself.
down. Why you're right. I kicked him. Yeah.
That was his whole thing. He couldn't even, and I'm just like, bro, stop stomping on him. He can't say nothing right now.
Listen,
Let him
look,
come
I
back, man.
promise
He's
I will
gonna
make
come back.
another
He's coming for
appearance
you, bro.
when you
I'm
can
telling you.
fight first. You can fight fair. Next time you can, the whole PlayStation 2 thing, I'll say it again just so you can go into me and you can just whip into me and everything. That'll be the fairness there. So
Oh yeah. He'll I mean,
I'll
you caught
definitely
him in
come
the
back.
back alley. He's gonna get you back.
Exactly. Just blindsided him. That microphone just
He's
wouldn't let
competitive
him.
like that too. He'll want.
Listen, man.
Yeah, he'll want to get that back.
In Africa, you're born in a family of 7 to
Get it back
12.
in blood, that's for
Like
sure.
you have to be competitive if you're going to make any. Like if you're going to get your point across, you're always arguing with your cousins and everything like that. You've got to get that spirit. Otherwise, you get crushed below everybody else's message.
No doubt. I respect that. All right, so the last topic that I wanted to talk about is, I had the what is it called, the poll up earlier for who all played Avowed so far. I'm assuming M, you haven't played it. You don't seem like you really care
no,
about.
Jesus Christ, that thing is trash.
Cozy, you haven't played it.
As of now, I have.
Oh,
you have, nice.
Okay,
So,
and all right, Matt, I know you haven't. You're probably playing it right now.
I'm playing right now.
actually not because I want to be able to focus on the story. So I'm playing.
Okay, so
Call
you
of
want to be
Duty
able to
right
hear stories, so you're not playing. So
Yeah.
he was playing it probably
now.
within
I
this stream.
certainly was.
Okay,
I
anyway,
certainly was.
and I've put like the game. It came out yesterday at like 1 p.m. on 1 p.m. on the dot Eastern time, and I was in there right at that time. And I've probably already put about 8 hours into that game. I'm not here to say and sit here and glaze and say this is the best game of all time, and this and everybody like and they mamas are gonna love this game. It's the next GTA. This needs to be on 100. this needs to be $100 game. Like I'm not out here saying that, right? But what I am saying is it's a damn good game. It's a damn good game. Like the interactions that you have within the game with the people, the way the world kind of moves and talks when you walk up to a person that you're buying something from and they just so happen to like realize you're with somebody or realize you look a certain way, they call you out on it. Very
Playing godlike.
very Fable-esque, right? Like, ooh, look at this motherfucker right here. What is he doing? Like you go into certain towns and they don't like you. They don't like you. Like there's shit like that I just really appreciate in a game like that. And there are choices that you can make within it that completely like make you feel like you need to like redo that part and get a different choice and maybe save that other choice for another time. I already have this part where I put an item somewhere where it was supposed to go if I decided to choose to work with somebody. But I didn't decide to work with them, but I put the item there, and I can't get it back. And when I went to finish the mission, they're like, you bring that item back? And they're like, damn it. You didn't bring him back, but at least the world ain't all messed up now. And I'm just like, you know, just little things like that, little nuanced stuff like that. The combat's really fun with the, you know, you can do the shield, sword, shield, wand, 2 wands, 2 guns, a 2-handed gun, 2-handed weapon. There's like there's a lot of different weapon choices, different ways to fight. You get a companion that you're able to ride with. And I guess there's different companions throughout the game that you get to try out and work with and stuff like that. The game has a lot. The game has a lot going on for it. I'm a fan of it so far. But I want to hear from somebody that's seemingly not a fan of it first. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. Because I want to know, in particular, why this game isn't attractive. Because you seem very opinionated about this particular, and I'm not sure if you were a fan of Obsidian at one time and then they did something to you that like made you just change your whole opinion on them, or if this like what's going on with you and Avowed with this, because you seem pretty staunch on your stance with it.
First of all, listen, I'm opinionated about everything. You should know. The only things I'm not opinionated about the things I just don't care.
I said very opinion. I didn't say opinion. I said very opinion.
Of course. Second, I enjoyed the Outer Worlds. Okay, and I'm looking forward to the Outer Worlds Part 2 because that thing looks like it's just an improvement on everything. Listen, Avowed is mediocre. That's really the
no. You're gonna have to give me more than that. Give me more than that.
Of course, please. I'm very verbose. The thing about it is, number one, the original trailer sold a completely different vision on what this game was going to be. It had a completely different art style that was a lot more attractive. It had an air of darkness that I feel just isn't present in this game. And it just had an idea of a glow up. You know, that's the thing that I look for. If a small team is bought by a big publisher, whether that's PlayStation, Nintendo, you know, or EA even, or Microsoft, I want to see you to create something that is a significant step up from everything that you've created before. And what I will say is that the biggest thing that Avowed does is that it sits to me slightly below where the Outer Worlds is, just from the presentation alone. Having taken a look at a few reviews, when you take a look at, you know, towns that are not populated, you know, like where you just have NPCs standing, no movement in the scripts or anything like that, I think, wow, that's mediocre. You know, especially because there were more NPCs moving in the Outer Worlds, having recently played the Outer Worlds, you know. When I look at moments where I see the art style and it's cartoony and it's light and it's airy and it's funny, and I'm like, that doesn't even seem to fit within the Pillars of Eternity universe. Again, I'm just like, why is this like this? When I take a look at the what is it, the combat and the gameplay, and it just, you hit someone with like a double-handed halberd and he just eats it up without reaction, and I'm just like, there's just that little bit, like, you didn't quite push further. And again, when I play the Outer Worlds and you hit someone with like a big melee hit, they have more reaction, there's more of an impact. So for me, this project is not as good as the Outer Worlds. And I feel like the Outer Worlds was made without the backing of Microsoft, as far as I remember. And so this one should be better. The Outer Worlds 2 seems like where they put all of that development talent and all of that extra care and love that I want to see from a studio that now has the money to be able to do something better. It seems that all of that will be found in the Outer Worlds 2. But this one, at best to me, it sits alongside the Outer Worlds in terms of quality. And I think that's shameful.
Okay. That is your opinion on the Outer Worlds,
Or Avowed.
or not
No,
not the Outer Worlds,
Avowed. Disavowed, as I call
excuse
it.
me. You just
Disavowed,
said
as I
Outer
call
Worlds so
it.
many times I started thinking
The
about
Outer
it.
Worlds is a great game, by the way. If you haven't played the Outer Worlds, I highly recommend it.
All right, Cozy. Now you started the show not playing this game. You had
Yeah.
no idea what it played like. You didn't know what it felt like. You're not really a big budget gamer.
Yeah.
that
This
often.
is Obsidian at their best. When they first showed the gameplay, I was like, this looks like they've worked on the grounded gameplay and improved it. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly what it feels like.
Okay.
Good to hear.
I'm loving it.
A lot of cheese. And what are you liking so far about the game in particular?
I actually it's got all the signature Obsidian immediately, all the signature Obsidian goofiness and storytelling. Like, I haven't gotten too far, but it's like, yeah, this feels like if you love Obsidian and love all their games.
It has a very hilarious
It-
kickoff, especially
it-
when you, it's especially one of your first interactions. It's like, wow. Okay.
And I think Obsidian's also one of the few studios that still makes games that have hard choices. Like, I think a lot of studios, they just let you do too much. I want to, when you were talking about earlier, like, like, dang, you didn't go through with that in your save. And I'm like, I already feel like, dang, I feel like I made some bad choices already, and I'm loving it. And actually, and I was probably more on the fence as someone who liked, I love CRPGs.
I gotta grab water. Go on ahead and keep going,
Okay.
Cozy.
I love CRPGs better than like, standard more mainstream RPGs. So I was like, oh wow, I'm not sure that how I feel about the change for Avowed versus Pillars of Eternity and Pillars of Eternity Deadfire. But I'm actually really liking it. Surprisingly.
You're surprisingly.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm playing the game. I'm surprisingly just like, damn, this is right up my alley. Exactly what I expected from my favorite dev.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, yeah, I like that. So I've been hyped for Avowed for ever since they showed it. And then I remember it was last year or late 2023 when they were like, here's gameplay of it. And I know everybody when they saw the gameplay was like, ooh, that doesn't look like what we hoped for. I know a lot of people were complaining about the combat and everything, at least what we were seeing of the combat. And I don't know what they did. And again, I never obviously didn't have hands on with what they were showing us before. But what I'm playing right now, so I was hyped, and this game so far is blowing my expectations out of the water. Specifically talking about the combat, because
Yeah.
I was thinking the combat would be like serviceable. Okay, it's fine. It's not the best. It's good enough. The combat, there's so many games that try to do first person melee combat. There's a ton of games that try to do that. And there's only a few of them that successfully pull it off. Like a game like Cyberpunk after the 2.0 update does melee combat very, very well. Dying Light 2, Dying Light 1 for that matter. Uh, the Dead Island games did it. Um, uh, what's the game that Mike's playing the shit out of right now? Dark Tide does it really well.
Oh God.
So there's games that do it well. It's just there's a lot of games that do it very poorly. And to see that this game for me does it really, really well. And also just the different aspects of combat. Like obviously I'm talking about melee, but like the fact that I can just press Y and now I have a grimoire and a wand, or I can switch that up to like a pistol. Like I can do something silly like a pistol and a shield, or I can do a pistol and a wand, a pistol and a grimoire, a short sword and a shield, short sword grimoire. Like there's so many different combinations of the things that you can do. Obviously, you mentioned like long guns and everything that take like both hands. So like instead of dual wielding, you just have that one weapon. Like, dude, there's
But you have two classes at once.
yes, and there's
You just hit Y and it switches it up to like if you have a two-handed weapon, you just hit Y and then you have a different class where you have two single-handed weapons. Like they were prepared for you not to have to go back and forth so much.
And that's what I was talking about earlier when I asked if there was a way that I could switch quickly, and I didn't know about that until literally just like I don't know when the show started is when I found that out.
Oh, then you just hit Y and you switch your
yeah, like I knew if I hit Y, I brought my guy pulled out his fists, and I was like, oh, I guess there's just a thing where you just have your fists, and then you can switch back to a weapon. But no, it's set up like that so you can have your weapon and switch to a different weapon. So that I figured out just by playing the game. But like also the fact I know some people don't like it about the game, but like I also like the fact that it doesn't tie you into like you don't pick a class at the beginning of the game and then that's what you do and you're kind of stuck with it. And that's one of the reasons I love Skyrim so much is like Skyrim is an RPG that doesn't lock you into the thing you picked. Like you can pick something and then just play half the game I'm using a bow and arrow and then I just decide I want to use a greatsword now. And the game will let you do that and you'll progress appropriately for what you're doing. And it's very much the same with this game. Obviously, Skyrim's a much bigger game. I'm not going to compare them in those terms, but like there's a lot of similarities. And Skyrim being my favorite game of all time, like this combat-wise blows Skyrim out of the water.
Sorry, Matt. Sorry to interrupt. I just have to go, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
All
Oh,
right.
absolutely, man.
Yeah, hopefully next time
Thanks for
I'll
finding
be able to
time
stay for the whole
early in the morning to slide through. I appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. It was really fun. I will hope to come again, and you guys can tell me how wrong I was about Avowed and everything like that. But sounds good. Sounds good. I'm glad that you guys are very much tolerant of mediocrity. So I just had to leave with that zinger. Okay, now
right.
just jokes. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate you. Talk to you next time.
See you, bud.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
anyways.
dude. This game so far, man. Like I had high expectations, but it's definitely beating those expectations.
All right, so I guess myself.
Yeah. I'm
What's
just
up?
so excited.
I mean,
sorry.
Geez, Louise, Cozy.
Cozy can't put together
do you
a
need
sentence.
a towel?
She's like, oh yeah.
Oh, honestly, for me, Obsidian doesn't miss. Even the games of theirs that have disappointed me, it's like never been like because of the actual game. Like I think Dungeon Siege, but that was the publisher one. They didn't even want to call it Dungeon Siege, but they were beholden to the publisher. It was a solid game. It just wasn't Dungeon Siege. I think they've managed to just capture this very well as far as and the gameplay, because I am always going to be the first to say I generally don't think they have the best gameplay, but this is solid. It's fun. I love the world. I love the colorfulness. And when he was saying like when he was talking about how Pillars of Eternity doesn't have this aesthetic, uh there are parts of Pillars of Eternity that do. You just can't tell because it's like a isometric game. Um and it's an entire world and this is exploring just one part of the world. Man, I'm stupid. Um but yeah, I'm loving it.
I'm happy you're having a good time with it, Cozy. Oh man, like, all right, I guess it's my turn, as Skip Bayless would say. My turn.
My turn. You said it
My
was my
turn.
turn.
It's my turn. But anyways, so I've been playing Avowed, and let me just go out first and say what I don't like about it.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like about it is I wish it had like the favorites option like Skyrim did.
Yeah.
For me to be able to be a little quicker on changing some of my spells and stuff like that, right? I also, and I don't know if this changes later on in the game or not, but I wish there was a little bit more interesting way of traversing the lands, especially once you've been around something a lot and you're just going back real quick to go see or grab something. Sometimes it feels like, oh man, I gotta, fast travel over here and then I gotta run all the way over there. And it's just like, you're just sprinting to somewhere, right? And I feel like it'd be kind of cool if there was some sort of like faster animation or something that you could do. Like, I don't know, like Goku with his flying Nimbus. I don't know. Something to make it just a little majestic but fun and not just, running around, right? I mean, I understand why there's not a horse, but I was even thinking like an Elden Ring type horse where where you get in awkward places but just jump around and just do goofy shit would be pretty fun and goofy, and it'd go in my opinion, it'd go right in the world of this. It's not like there doesn't it's not like animals don't exist here. There's hogs, there's chickens, there's all different types of animals within the game. So I would have liked there to be something that I could use to ride, and maybe there is that I haven't seen yet, but I don't think so as of right now, or at least not in the world that I'm in. And I feel like that would be something that you would showcase right away if that was something that you could do. Right. Okay, so let's see. Anything else I don't love about the game? Let's see. Man, if I mean, I can tell you a game's pretty good when you have to kind of sit back and think about it, something like that. I guess I guess one other thing I'd kind of bring up, but it's not like the game. Oh shit! What the?
No.
This has been the nutty day.
Oh damn. Got his
Oh, no.
got his smoke alarm going off. That's not good. Oh man.
But yeah.
But oh, you good? No. Nah. Damn. All right, what are you saying, Cozy?
But yeah, I'm just I think it's like because my expectations were not necessarily as high for this game. It was like Obsidian, so I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it, but I'm not sure how I feel about all the changes and like nervous about whether or not we'll get another isometric Pillars of Eternity.
Jeez Louise. All right.
Oh.
I mean, I told my wife you can't be cooking garlic bread when I'm doing this. I mean, you just can't, because obviously she can't handle it. Anyways,
Burn the bitch down.
Apparently, I was like, God damn it! Like, what the hell is going on out here? And she's like, I made garlic bread, and I was like, okay. but anyways, for the love of goodness, she can cook Korean fried chicken good, but apparently
Nice.
she can't
There
make
you go.
Garlic
garlic
bread.
bread. Anyways, but anyways, what is it? Yeah, other than that, let's see. There's some times where like the dialogue seemed to keep going and going and going and going and going. And there was some times where I was just like, dude, let me out of here. Like I don't know if I can
Yeah.
handle any more of just reading lore. But at the same time, it's like I kind of respect that because you care that much to put that much background within the game. So it kind of depends on the person with that. I probably wouldn't like knock the score for I'm not gonna knock the score for lore, all right? So I'm not gonna do that for too much lore. But they definitely have a lot that you can pick up and figure out within that game. If you needed more backstory, because I actually heard a review that they said that they didn't feel like there was enough like lore and stuff for an Obsidian type of game, and I'm like, dude, this game sometimes drives me nuts with lore that it has all the books that you see on the ground that you can pick up. It's just like, all right, and here's another 3-page. Here's another 3 pages to read. And like sometimes I like sometimes I'm in the mood and I sit down and I'll just read it. And sometimes I'm like, dude, get me to the fight. I want to fight something. So I mean that's my complaints for the game. But as
Yeah.
for the good, oh man, it's just crazy how much it overweighs the negative. It's insane. The just being able to use the weapons the way that I want to whenever to me is pretty amazing. The level up system to
Mhm.
me is pretty simple as well. I like that. I like how they kind of compartmentalize them, I guess, or whatnot. Where you got your level up just for your person that you can do, and then they kind of have the level ups for whichever of the three main classes that you want to pick, and then they have a godlike class that you kind of like unlock throughout the game. And then they have a companion class that you can upgrade your companion. I feel like upgrading your companion's a little bit slow, but then again, I'm at like the very beginning of the game and I haven't left the beginning part. So maybe it accelerates if I actually do the story, but so far the side missions and stuff like that have been pretty amazing so far. I've had a really good time. They don't feel like the same mission over and over. They don't feel like a bunch of fetch quests. The bounties are awesome. I like going somewhere
Ooh, I
and
gotta do
just
those.
destroying a base. In a way, sometimes it feels like I don't know, Assassin's Creed meets Fable. like at
Mhm.
some point when you just go to a base, like the way you enter into a base reminds me of Assassin's Creed, but the way you handle them, the way you stand on business when you're in that base is like Fable. Cause you can get all swagged out if you want. You could, and then it even has a little bit of a little Dragon Age to it, or whatnot too. Cause you
Yes.
can then
I'm glad
send
you
your
said that.
guy to go fucking do to go do a move on somebody else, right?
Mhm.
You hit the L1 button or whatnot, or LB button, and you can choose of like 3 different moves that you can have him do, and it'll like kind of stagger your enemies sometimes and whatnot, and sometimes it's like right in time. For a few times it was right in time where I was just like, oh shit, here it comes. And yeah,
Mhm.
Jax82, shout out to you. You with the $5 super chat saying Avow has a lot of Pillars of Eternity in it. Throws me off. Definitely got to go back and play those games. So shout out to Jax82 in the chat. Pillars fan, he needs to go back and get into those. Do you feel like you need to go back and get into those, Matt or Cozy? Or have you
Uh,
moved on?
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. And then I'm actually still replaying them, and I'm on the first one, and I haven't played it since I got massacred the last time. That was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
Oh
turned on
man.
that game back in like 2021 and I got slaughtered and I felt stupid and I turned it off.
I've tried playing it. That's one of those games. If I'm gonna play it, it would probably be on PC, and I've just legit never got down around to doing it. Because I tried it on console and it was fine. At least, I mean, for the experience
It's
I was
very
having.
cumbersome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
once
that,
you
and that's the
try
thing.
it on PC, and I'm forever sad that console gamers can't experience it with keyboard and mouse because
Do
once you
they
play it
not
on
have
keyboards and mouse,
keyboard
nope.
mouse support on console?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's kind of silly then.
Go ahead and say it, Matt. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is. But to answer your question, no, I'm not. I'm probably not going to go back to Pillars of Eternity. Like, and that's not to say it's a bad game because obviously people love that game. People love the franchise. So, and this game is based on that franchise.
I find that
So it's like
interesting, Matt, because you went back to all those Dragon Ages after Velgard.
I did, and then I got to Inquisition.
But then again, those Dragon Ages were very much more similar to the playstyle of Velgard than Pillars is to Avowed.
Yeah, even though they're not close, they're closer to Veilguard than
Right.
Pillars is to Avowed.
Exactly. Like
So-
it's still kind of in the same vein of game like genre.
Yeah, especially
For the most
too.
part.
Dragon Age 2, dude. I found out that people hate Dragon Age 2 apparently. Dragon Age 2 is fucking great. I don't
I like all Dragon Ages. I think the thing you have to people like the thing about Dragon Age is I think it's the first game where it feels like a complete story, but also the story of a world. Like I
Mhm.
like how your choices and stuff carry, but it's still the story of this world and not just focused on this character.
Yeah, that's fair. And that's, I mean, shit, like playing Origins. I mean, Veilguard felt like that. Origins definitely felt like that. And Dragon Age 2 even felt like that. Like, and I got to Inquisition, and I still do want to play Inquisition. It's just when I got to Inquisition, I don't know. I was most excited to play that one, and it did not hit for me. Maybe I'll try it again later, but yeah, like I'm glad you brought up the Veilguard comparison because, like, well, especially in the third person mode, like walking around and stuff, and like just your movement and whatnot, it definitely reminds me quite a bit of Veilguard.
I tell you what, yeah, it does. In that sense, it does. But like, I've had I've even had Loke, which Loke came on here hot, saying that he is infatuated with this game already. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, Loke is not a fan of Velgard.
No.
The story, it could be, and the thing is, I've heard people compare this to Velgard, and I would say I understand that if you're looking at the third person gameplay, especially that I have playing right here. If you're looking at the third person gameplay that you see right here, and you just see like some of the sword fighting, sure, maybe, but I couldn't tell you how much further this game is from like Velgard. Just the way that you set up your character is completely different, and the story, let alone the story, is, in my opinion, I feel like the personalities in this game are much more opinionated and very blunt with their feelings in comparison to Dragon Age, which I think a lot of people expected out of Dragon Age. Right? I feel like maybe a lot of people in Dragon Age felt like sometimes it was maybe trying to be too fun instead of like kind of being serious in some points. Where this game, it does like a really great mixture. It kind of reminds me of the way you feel about the way a lot of people feel like about Borderlands 2, right? Where it had enough seriousness in it to make you be like, man, fuck this dude. But it also had enough goof in it for you to laugh in the cutscenes and stuff like that when things happen, when people interact. Like when you first go up, like when you got to town, did you and you got, you know, your first companion? Did you or you know, the companion after you get into the main town, the very first town? Did you go to the weapons person? Or no,
I did not.
when you go to the no, not the weapons person, the armors person. When you go to the armors person, when you first get there, and maybe it happens a little bit later, I don't know. But when she greets you and then immediately her like face drops and she looks at your partner and says, "Oh, he's here." I was like, yo, okay. I was like, so it's more than just about me. He looked at who the cat dragged in as well, because keep in mind, half the places I go, I'm called ugly for the way that I set up my person.
Are you playing
like-
Godlike?
Huh?
Are you playing Godlike?
Yes.
Me too.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like everyone's like, "What is wrong with your face?" Like,
They are
You are disgusting.
They are dogging on me hard, man, and I love it. Jason Portillo says, like Fallout. I don't know if he said that recently or if he said that a little bit ago.
Fallout.
But like Fallout does have that sense of like seriousness and like wild goof to the point where you're just like cracking up in the cutscene, and the next moment you're pissed and want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So it's great.
The Fallout comparisons are pretty great, actually. And I feel like, I mean, Obsidian in general does a really good job with that. Like, I mean, I think the big shining example is Outer Worlds.
yeah,
like,
if you play dumb, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like this game also does play into it very much, where it's like there's serious stuff in the game. There's some pretty dark shit in the game. But also at the same time, it like on the surface and when you're just playing it and just relaxing, it's a light, funny, goofy game. But there's also really weird, fucking twisted shit in the world.
There was somebody that got really mad that I kept touching his stuff.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude in the cave.
He got really angry, and yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of had we had to squabble up. Hey Matt, you have that button? You don't
Oh,
have that
hold
button,
on.
do you?
Hold on.
Doesn't have that button.
Hold on.
He doesn't have that button.
Oh, it's not in this Discord. Hold on.
That's tragic.
Can I play it from a different Discord? Is that a thing?
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
That's too bad.
Probably not. God damn, that
Too
stinks.
bad.
It's
I
not
thought you
here.
had it as I thought it was on your Stream Deck thing.
Well, technically it is, but I can't get it to then. Like, I need to figure out how to get it to then play in Discord.
That's why.
Because I can hit the button. I can hit the button and then I can hear it, but you guys will just be like, "What the fuck's happening?"
Tragic. Anyways,
Yeah.
tragic. Ah, man.
Squabble up.
I really want to get one of those Stream Decks. I haven't got one of those.
You should.
I think I'd really benefit for one of those for as much as I'm on and streaming and stuff like that. But anyways, so
we just really gush
we're all
about this
really
game
enjoying we're all really enjoying Avowed, and I mean we're not over here trying to be too like excited and say this is like the game of the year solid choice only. Maybe Matt is, because I know Matt was really he was looking forward to this more than most people I know. But I know there's still a lot of the year going. Like we're only in February. Like we're halfway in February right now. Happy Valentine's Day to those of you out there. But there's still a lot to have come out, and it's not even just for for Xbox, right? Like Xbox still has Doom coming out. And is this game gonna be a game of the year over Doom? I don't think so.
It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be
It's
tough
gonna
to
be
do.
it is gonna be tough, but people are very opinionated, like whether they play something or not, right? So if they don't play something, they just don't like the way something looks, they'll go for history versus what's new, right? It's kind of like our natural conservative feels, right? We'll go with what's comfortable versus what's new and may shake things up because you don't want things to change too much. That's what a lot of people are. Whether they want to believe it or not, that's like 90%. I'd say probably more than that percent of people.
I'm just exploring this first town.
But anyways, let's go on ahead and get up out of here. Let's go on ahead and do our outros. R.I.P. to Loke this this day on this stream. It's been a hard time for him. But Cozy, please tell us, where can they find you?
You can find me where you will find Cozy Belugas. You know, here on this show every Friday. And after this, you can find me getting wasted with flies.
Yeah, and you can also find her and you can also find her in what's that place called, like Dawn Place or Dawn something?
Dawnstar? Skyrim?
No. That's
Oh.
the town there.
Hell yeah.
In Avowed. I forgot what it was called. God damn it.
The Paradise.
Oh, it's telling me right here.
Living Lands.
Oh man. Anyways, you can find Cozy in the Living Lands, I guess too. Anyways, Matt, where can they find you, brother?
Man, you can find me. I'm here every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, for this show with these folks. And you can find me on my channel, which is Matt Likes Games. Videos every week over there. Podcasts every week as well. Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is a 2-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. And that is where you can find me.
All right. And then, of course, you guys, we'll see you back on here Monday morning. I will be starting. Oh, man, Cozy doesn't. I don't think Cozy knows about this yet.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Cozy,
Tell her.
Please
Tell her.
Please just act like a normal person.
Get ready to be excited, Cozy.
Uh-oh.
Don't get excited.
You should.
Starting Monday until it's done, I will be playing the Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Oh yeah. There we go.
On your feet in 7.
There you go.
I will be starting from scratch. I like I told you, I beat Mass Effect 1, and I'm about halfway to a little over a third into 2. I got called out by Taye and Nate. The chat was bugging on me. Paris joined the stream and was dogging on me as well. Like, there was enough people, and you, Loke, and other people have dogged on me about that for years. So I'm gonna go on ahead and do the right thing and just stream myself literally getting it done.
Let's go.
From start to finish, literally getting it done. Every stream. I don't know. And I'm not promising every stream will be as long as the last stream. Like, some streams will be like an hour, some will be 4 hours. It just kind of depends on how what I got to do that day and stuff like that, of course. But anyways, that is what I'm starting on Monday, and you guys are more than welcome to jump on and dog on me about my choices, or maybe even help me make the right choice if I'm curious
Always
about
punch
something.
the reporter.
What?
Always punch the reporter.
Always punch the reporter. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sounds like something I need to do. But anyways, thanks everybody for joining. It's your boy Han Solo from TSWS Gaming, letting you know, as usual, to keep gaming or keep it moving. We'll see you next week. See you Monday morning. Peace out, y'all.
See it.